Hello, all you wonderful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Ascent to Ascend Pathfinder, Season 5, Episode 16, The Gnoll Encampment. You guys good? On the rolling
Mostly.
while I'm doing my intro?
What? Only a couple little clacks in the background.
Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and get started with our introductions, beginning with Taldarius.
Hello, I am Taldarius, and I will be the storyteller for Ascent to Ascend Pathfinder tonight.
I'm Paul. I'm Alexi. I'm a tinker, right? Yeah, the tinker tonight.
I am Tochemay, and I play Gnoll. Garth, the Gnoll Barbarian.
I am Razim, and I am playing as the Marten twins, Femme and Boy. They are a pair of sentient feral psionic Marten twins. They are psionic incanters.
And I am Tanya Sapien. I am playing Rosalia Natusignus, the Necros Bunny.
Hello, I'm Tiberian, and I will be playing Snow Shadow of the Vanishing Isles.
Hello everyone, I am Temple. I am playing Templedor Jägermeister von Glorious Borkenborg Wolfenstein.
Alright, and now we'll go ahead and move over to the recap. You good for it there, Timber?
Yeah, I got it. I always got it.
Go ahead.
Alright, so, previous episode. Sorry, I had a really big bulk. Previous episode. We had to go wrangle up the crew who was staying behind at the tavern place, and by wrangling up the crew I mean Alexi, because everyone else was either getting unhungover because they were drinking so much, or walking on some abomination made out of bronze. Anyways, I went to go get Alexi, and he was still very bad at whizzing up the flower guy. What's his name? The informant dude.
Orchid.
Orchid, yeah. Orchid. He was really bad at that. And I poked my head into the tavern, and I told Alexi, hey, we gotta go. And he specifically told me not to tell my Inquisitor that he was really bad at whizzing. So I put that in the report to my Inquisitor that he requests you to not know that he is really bad at this whizzing thing. Don't worry, Alexi, I got you. I told him that. Anyways, I gave him my Brutus's cannon duel because it was kind of fucked up, and he's really good at fixing things, hopefully. And Orchid also sold us a really big pike thing, and told us a little bit about the Gnoll camp, and I told him I'd bring him some heads from the Gnoll camp, because apparently he wants some too. So I guess I'll give him a couple. I never told him exactly how many I was going to give him. Anyways, so I went back to the boat. We rallied all the men. I had a speech to the children, and I told them to continue to fix their beds, and we have a lot of mission stuff in front of us. And then we kind of just marched over to the ziggurat, and Rose was talking to them about stuff. And then we picked up some hoplites, and they're very small. One of them's wearing better armor. I guess he's the leader of them. And then we started to go off to the Gnoll camp, and Snow went up ahead to kind of do sneaky cat stuff, and it's raining a lot. The end.
All right. Anyone have anything to add?
No, but before we begin proper, I did send those finished images to you, Zim. The separate high resolution ones and the fully updated poster thingy-majigger are not ready yet.
I mean, the art scroll is still going, so...
Oh, you added them to the art scroll?
No, I'm saying the one that's already here.
Eh? I don't follow.
I saw them, and I'll share them when the art scroll's finished.
Oh, okay. So you're talking about like the showing off the avatars at the beginning thing. You're waiting for it to do one full cycle?
Yeah.
Well, it goes through one full cycle, and then it ends.
Oh,
Yeah, it's an automatic thing that he has set up.
I always thought he manually turned it off when the game was ready.
No.
Oh.
He just has it cycle through once.
Okay, carry on. I don't know how the back end works. I've never tinkered with it. I'm not allowed.
Yeah, I mean, okay, look. I don't... I'm not surprised that Zim doesn't want you tinkering around with his delicate stream setup.
You take that back.
What, that
It
it's
breaks
delicate?
enough as is.
I was about to say, because it is delicate, so...
Speaking of delicate things, my Twitch just completely froze.
You see,
And now
that's
the
what you
page is
get for...
refusing to refresh. I just had to completely kill my browser. Oh, lovely. I reopened the browser just in time to see Marten, but
Yeah, dealing with
Talking
the back
about
end.
delicate back ends.
Look, this is what you get for talking a little bit of shit. And I know, I'll send the 5. It was worth it. You know, you see, this is the problem with fines as punishment. It just means that it just means that it's actually just the cost of doing the thing.
any crime for which the only punishment is a fine is a law that only exists for the poor.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just a fine. A fine is just legal for a price.
But to be fair, I do make more money off of those than I do off of, actual ad rev.
Oh no, he's hot!
Money for the swear jar!
The money is sent to the swear jar.
This is the dankest dungeon.
We're now free from the tyranny of the sword.
Vocabulary now unlocked.
Anyways, where were we? Did we get the recap yet?
Yeah, we
Yes.
did the recap.
Yeah, we kept
Okay.
Not a lot of things happened.
Yeah.
Not a lot of non-talky stuff happened.
So yeah, let's get going. If Lightpod
All right.
could stop having the fan come through the mic. Please.
It has stopped. All right. Okay. So, when last we left off, you guys were in fact rapidly approaching the Gnoll encampment. The weather is very much so in the middle of like a thunderstorm right now, meaning that visibility is a bit lower than it would normally be. But it does come with the benefits that it's going to be a lot harder to see and smell you, and consider that you're trying to assault the area, that will probably help you out in some aspects and make things worse in others. You can see nearby signs that you are rapidly more approaching Gnoll territory. Normally they would at least have like a couple skeletons out and about as like a like like bones as part of a sort of like a tribalist like fear me system thing, but noticeably all of those are currently missing. And instead, it's just like wood and stone, like effigies and the like. Notably, the area you're in is fairly flat, although there is like the occasional hill.
And snow's up ahead of us.
A miss! Not enough ale.
Snow was a little bit of ahead, but he kept darting back and forth to, kind of report what he was seeing and then dart ahead.
Yeah, and Rose, the moment that there's any line of sight on the encampment, she's going to be scouting with the spyglass.
All right, everyone. Before we go up and engage the enemy, I would like to come up with some sort of what would it be?
I haven't been this pleased with a group of folks since the Cormyreans sent
Oh,
the
no.
price of turnips through the roof during the onion famine.
No.
Come up with
Temple
some sort of
tries to-
Yaktovich plan.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Temple tries to think up of a way to talk to the heretics in a way they would understand. So can I roll linguistics?
You may.
All right.
For the record, Boy does speak Gnoll, and he can send the translated speech through.
Just give Timber subtitles.
Let's see. Rules of engagement, battle plans, stratagems. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, Gar, you're the resident expert on how gnolls operate.
Giving him a fair fight by telling him our plans.
Yep.
That's a great idea, Gnoll.
No, I'm saying that we need to know what their methods are, lines of defense, likely tactics to use, and also what would be the honor protocol, rules of engagement, stuff like that.
Oh, so like capturing Rose and all the smaller members to take back.
Wait, hold on. I may have missed the first half of this. Are we talking about negotiating with them?
No, I was thinking about... Well, if this was a Wolven operation, we would have done a preliminary bombardment, leveling the village, and then we would have sent a wave of infantry in. But last time I checked, there was future Imperial citizens to remove from those huts.
And that's why I brought the rats.
And you were
Right.
wondering about their tactics, so that's why I was saying they're going to grab the smallest ones of our team.
So once an attack begins, they would attempt to capture the smaller ones, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, I'm on the same page now. The rats. I've prepared them, and I've pre-trained them for rescue, insertion and rescue. They will seek out any captives, attempt to damage or bypass locks, and carry health potions to them. Each health potion also has a note giving them instructions to flee to the to Atlas. Once all the captives have been released, the rats then, the next part, because it's a series of commands. You kind of have to write it out like a script of a play. Can't use the word program because computers don't exist. After they've liberated them from the cages, any guards that spot the fleeing captives, the rats will attempt to engage.
Alright, so we're gonna need some sort of distraction.
Well,
That's what I
Snow.
was thinking.
I can get in, and if they're sleeping, just a gentle throat punch and they don't wake up.
Good way to thin the
Snow.
ranks.
I recall a couple moons ago when I shook your paw, something happened. Do you mind telling me exactly what?
Yeah, I clap my hands. You might die.
Oh,
Well,
hold on a second. Knowing what he's talking about, what skill would that be?
That's quivering palm.
No, I'm
it-
saying for me to roll for Rose to know it.
Let's just go like knowledge local. I don't really know what else it would be.
I don't have knowledge local.
Then just make
Arcana?
a check.
knowledge.
it's not really-
Magic?
I don't think it does. I don't think it
Knowledge.
counts as magic.
I believe
you
it's
know
it's supernatural.
In that case, that'll fit under Arcana. Yeah, sure.
I'm glad that you made that argument because that's my strongest skill. Does she know what he's talking about? That whole monk stop the heart thing.
I mean, if you're lucky, it stops the heart.
That's what I was always told it does.
And what is the range on that ability?
Do you exist on this plane?
Yes.
Infinite range. It's like me with the Coco cams.
Look, I don't even think that you being on a different plane would really bother it.
Well, Snow, that might come in handy.
Look,
If I give you the command to clap your hands, do it.
Okay. For the record, I can't do this again. I don't know what he did.
Well, then we need to make sure that it's put to good use. Timber has a few tricks up his sleeve pertaining to death. Almost as many as I do. If he's got a plan that revolves around it, then I trust him.
If you want to die for the Kaiser, clap your hands.
Oh my fucking god.
Nursery rhymes for the Kaiserin.
How else do we set off the explosives?
But are any of you kind of sneaky? Because we could possibly get some of the sleeping ones and maybe make a path for the captives to get out before the hells and abyss open up. Metaphorically, I hope.
What
idea.
is sneaky?
The opposite of you walking.
Sneaky is when you obscure your troop movements from enemy intel.
Oh, okay. So we burn a lot of things, make a lot of smoke. Okay, I understand.
No,
Then yes, I am very sneaky. Oh.
Well, He might actually understand it a little bit better than we think. There's got to be flammable things in that camp. If they've been looting and pillaging, we do have the hairfolk do have gunpowder. There's a chance that they might have some of it that they've looted that's sitting in a store somewhere. Not to
Ooh,
mention, there's lots of wood.
You want a distraction?
We don't. Yeah, there's no way we're gonna like burn down an entire encampment with this pouring rain. But storerooms are kept dry.
Well, if I can't find that storeroom, you got those nice little cannons there. You got a small keg of gunpowder.
The cannons are magical. They self-reload.
That is disappointing.
Oh, Alexei, how much powder did you bring?
With me, I've got, I've got my powder horn, of course, but I also have, a keg and, can I do that today? I don't think I prepared that one.
Well,
I didn't-
luckily for you, I have
hold on.
countless charges for cannons.
Hold on. Hold. Hell, or hold the Tartarus.
Temple has 10 cannonballs and powder charges for the cannons.
I just got a horrific idea. A deliciously horrific idea.
Hopefully you're not having me sneak around.
Strap
Oh,
the
no,
explosives
better
to
than
the rats. Strap the explosives to the rats and let them run around and causing untold amounts of chaos.
Slightly worse than that, but I like where you're thinking. No. I have been fighting off some very interesting compulsions, and no, not the evil ones. The bird that we had to deal with in that previous town was a drug dealer, and I was exposed to his product, and it has a bit stronger hold than I thought. But that's not the important factor here. It is a much stronger high than I had thought. I still have a supply of brownies with his product baked into them. If we were to convince the gnolls in some way that that was bounty, considering how hungry they obviously are right now, you may notice the lack of bones.
Question.
Then,
Gar, do gnolls eat baked goods? That is not meat-based.
Yes.
if they've been exposed to the same famine the rest of the people on the island are, they'll eat anything. They'll eat shoe leather if it comes to it. Which means these delicious, delectable brownies, they won't be able to get enough of them. And I can personally attest that one bite is all it takes, and they will not stop at one bite. After you eat those, you've got a good 20 minutes before your nervous system shuts down.
Get it into get them into the water and get them to drink said water. Might dilute it, but it will sure mess up a bunch of them.
Or maybe just put them feed them to your rats, and when they eat the rats, they...
Well, the rats are undead, which means they would have a reduced effect. Then, actually, yes, important note, this stuff's so strong it even affects the undead. But it would be delayed. I don't plan on the rats living long enough to experience its effects.
And you already have the rats programmed to help your people.
Which means there'll be a lot of dead rats, and the gnolls will think that they've thwarted an escape attempt, or at least partially mitigated it. Which means they'll just think, oh, this is just food. That's where recent acquisitions, they're not very decomposed.
Not like they care about that.
No, not that they care about that, but I'm saying it makes it a more delicious morsel. Alright. Rose is going to check the wind speed to gauge whether or not Svefenthorn would be able to make a solo flight back to the ship.
You would, but at reduced speed.
Alright, well...
So it'll take him
than
longer, but he's not in any danger of actually, getting broken or something.
She's going to send Svefenthorn back to the ship with the instructions to recover the burritos, the brownies from their hiding place.
All right. So obviously you're going to be waiting for that for a little bit. What would you guys
Still in
like
the
to
recon.
do? Yeah.
Yeah, we're still in the recon phase, anyways.
Yeah. Would you guys like to roll perception checks in order to see what you notice? Tiny, take a +2 for the whole spyglass thing,
Everyone?
if you want.
Yeah, because Tempo's just standing.
I'm
guard.
burning fortune. That's a much better roll.
Ah, yes, it is raining.
I'm in the tank working on a gun.
Oh, oof, I should have double checked that. That was my last point of fortune. Unless I forgot to reset it on a previous thing. Did we rest before this?
Yeah,
Yes.
this is basically the first roll of the day.
Okay. So I have 2 uses, not 0. That's much more comforting. Oh, I have a pop-up.
Yes, it's a map.
I like maps.
I think it's loading.
It is. It's just a big map. It's going to take a second.
Ah, got it.
It's a big map because it's the whole encampment because you rolled good.
Oh.
You rolled a 27 on a perception check. I don't know what you expected.
You see a gnoll looking at you.
So I'm just choosing to believe that as Rose is scanning left to right, the Martens are making fax machine noises and just printing a 3D map into everyone's heads.
I think Tempo detected Gnoll.
There is at least one gnoll nearby to you, Timber.
An acceptable amount of gnolls. Now, if there was 2, that would be kind of concerning.
Yep.
This is getting out of hand. It's 2 of
Hey,
them.
hey Zim, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Whenever I do maps like this, do you want me to send you the map as well so you could bring it up on stream or no?
Nah.
Alright.
Well, I mean, I watch the stream live when we're doing these games so that I can keep an eye on chat, so that would technically count as a form of table talk, I think.
Well, I mean, either way, it wouldn't have much of a difference for putting it up on stream. Maybe it'd be a little bigger, but then they wouldn't be able to see the tokens and such, so...
Yeah, I meant for like a couple of seconds so that way they could see the whole thing at once and then it would fade.
Ah, yes, I'm right at the front gate. I did not mean to drop my character there. Is it? Oh, I can't move them.
Yeah, it's because it's locked right now. I will unlock
Read!
it. There you go.
Why am I always
Guys,
getting
mine
locked
looks
up?
like Minesweeper. I think I found a bomb. It's moving.
Which cardinal direction are we away from the encampment right now?
South.
Alright, so...
There is
Little
a
road
there
off in
is
the
a
corner.
road leading up. Interestingly, these gnolls have some actual buildings. Specifically, they have like 2 actual buildings.
See, Snow, asking them to leave is out of the question. Therefore, we'll just have to kill all of them.
Ah, yes, you have found the ration pit.
Rations, you say?
Yes, their ration pit.
Who needs waste piles when I have food piles?
Yeah, there's not a difference. It's just that the
see-
bones keep longer, so they're saving the bones.
Not delivery, it's the Giorno.
It's not delivery, it's Dick Crunchy.
Also, Sky, no, I've not done the Jakovich card yet, because there is, I want to actually, like, tell them things about the area that they will notice.
before getting that fun part of this.
I am trying to find my Raise Dead ability so I can check the range on it. And I cannot find it.
All right. So the building that has actual like walls and wood, that is where you see someone that you think is probably the chieftain coming in out of occasionally. The building to the next of it is very obviously the slave pens, considering that, like, you know, that's where the slaves are being, like, taken out and then forced to do various work around. The rest of these buildings are mostly just 3 to 3.5 wall, like, roofed things that, like, you know, they kind of sleep in because they don't care too much about quality living. It's more than enough that generally these will keep you out of the rain. However, one thing that is very interesting in the southwest of the camp is that little, like, cliff face thing, because it looks like there's traffic to and from it, but you don't really see anything particular about the cliff from here.
Could you ping the cliff face?
I don't know.
That one?
How do I do the...
Ah,
yeah,
okay.
that one. In the southwest.
So I'm guessing, like, underground storage of some kind.
Yep.
Very likely. However, you're not exactly sure because the cliff is facing away from you and... you know. Notably, the what you assume is the chieftain's area is slightly up on, like, a little tiny hill. And the walls are lined with spikes, although, interestingly, it looks like some of them have gotten used recently, and some of the spikes over here where I'm pinging are not yet actually replaced. So they're there, but they're actually kind of damaged. So if you don't want to go in through the front gate, you think you could probably at least knock off the spikes there a lot easier. Another thing that you would notice is that this is a very populated Gnoll encampment. There is somewhere upwards or just past 200 gnolls living here.
Nobody tell any jokes. We would all go deaf.
Right, what is the distance? What's the range band for something to be considered close range?
I think it's 10 feet plus 5 per other level is close range.
Well, I was about to say, it depends. It depends what exactly you're using.
It's probably raised dead.
Yeah, the only thing I could find referencing that is my rank of ranged death, which increases the range band, and it specifically mentions reanimating from touch. It changes it to short range.
Okay,
Or,
so
excuse
yes.
me, close range.
That is magical range. And the way that magical range works for close range is 25 plus 5 feet for every 2 caster levels. So for you, that would be 45 feet.
Oh, glorious. Because I can raise dead as a free action, right? Because of my ranks of the necrotic stuff.
I don't know about a free action. I'd have to check that.
Because I have 5 necrosis feats, and I remembered that one of the perks of that was that I could reanimate quicker. Although, still, I mean, even if it's a full round action, if I have the command points available, unless it specifically says I can only animate one thing at a time.
Yeah, I'll double check that real quick. Do you guys have any other questions about the area that I could answer?
Looks like one file in front.
it has been raining for a while, so I'm assuming that the walls are all completely like soaked wood at this point, right?
Yeah. So all of the walls are pretty soaked. The roofs here, like on these kind of like areas where it's got like, you know, just the three faces and like the open face.
The shelters.
Yeah, the shelters are more like they have like stone walls that are like more like cobbled stones piled together and kept together. And then like some like really basic, effectively like thatch roof.
So, what I'm currently thinking, although this is a side plan. Don't know how we're going to work with the brownies quite yet. But as far as getting the rats in, oh, that is shortcut view mode. I thought that was ping. Hold on a second. Ping mode. I'm thinking that one of the twins goes with the rats to the north wall, and they create a hole in the wall. Something small, just large enough for a hairfolk to get through. Rats go in, and then either the twin that goes with them creates a hole in the wall in the containment building as well, or they find a window or a door to get in through. And then they can go from cell to cell, breaking the locks while the rats distribute all of the health potions. Not sure how to handle the guards because, well, snow could potentially sneak up on them and incapacitate them if possible. But they would be, you know, awake and patrolling. That could pose some difficulties.
Well, I can cause a ruckus at some point when I don't think I can, well, deal with more sleeping people to take all of them away from where the captives are. Something loud and obnoxious, like explosives.
Well, that can probably be me and the massive construct attacking from the south.
Because
I think
nothing
can keep lobbing cannonballs at the gate, and
They'll muster at the gate
obviously,
and expecting it to be the hoplites staging a full-scale assault.
or
Actually,
something.
in that regard, turning to the soldiers that came with us, if they do pose a distraction, if you were to deliberately allow yourselves to be seen scurrying between bushes, then that would sell them on the belief that an entire division has come to attack, and their cannons are just to breach the gate first.
And are we just trying to funnel some of them out of their gate?
It would at the very least get them away from the slaveholding area.
The more ruckus you make, the more guards in the slave pen are going to be concerned. And at
Yeah,
that point, I can maybe handle a few of the guards.
if they're not aware that there's a breakout being carried out at the back end, then if they think they're under a full frontal assault, they'll divert all available resources to defending it. And follow up to that, the main building, probably where they're storing their most precious and important things, also probably where their officers are at. So, if, while the prisoners are being funneled out, hopefully in a sneaky fashion, if you can create a breach in the wall without making any noise there, or at least with the noise being masked, you start a fire or make an explosion at that main building, then they'll realize that it's a war on two fronts, and it'll pull half the forces away from the front gate, making them easier to deal with.
But first, I'm gonna knock a few of them unconscious so they don't get up anymore.
You don't need to do that. You can just kill them.
I mean,
In
that
fact,
is the
I would
general. That would be the general intent, yes.
look. If you knock them unconscious, then they might get up again, and they're also still somebody eating my people. If you kill them, I could potentially add them to our forces if this fight drags on.
Think of it as permanent unconscious.
Well, then just say that. You don't need to mince words with me. I literally play with dead things.
Well, it's
Yeah.
gonna take me a while to go through, what, possibly 200?
You wouldn't be taking on all 200. Although if you were
Oh.
able to silently take out all 200, man, I would buy you drinks for the rest of your life. Which,
And then
to
he's
be fair,
gone.
if you tried to take on 200 gnolls by yourself, the rest of your life might not be that long.
Oh, you could almost see Snow flinch in almost a dead sprint.
The power of drink compels you.
And
Wait,
if we really wanted to distract him, we could use some of these trees to siege with some of these buildings. Martens can throw these trees that are up front.
It's also a possibility. I don't think those are trees up. Oh no, those are trees. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, those are trees.
So when I wasn't zoomed in very far, I thought it was piled up deer.
No.
They're
No,
hungry.
they threw like they threw the deer and horse corpses in the in the ration pile. If you zoom in, you can see that there are actual equine and
Bodies.
so,
All right,
yeah.
twins. Well, if one of you can circle above, that would help help us direct fire from the cannons. I'll stick with the machine and ensure that nothing approaches it.
And
Also,
if nothing else, we can block off the cave with those trees.
Unless the prisoners are in there.
I just thought of a way that we could burn a few minutes, and something that would put me in close proximity to all of the corpses when the time comes. What if the way that we get those brownies into the gnolls' hands is that Gar pretends to have captured me? I play the part of a frightened farmer who just happens to have a bag they're holding protectively. A bag full of sweet baked goods. They'll think that it's war plunder, and they will gladly share it amongst themselves. Meanwhile, I would be killed and added to the pile. Bring me back before
You
the 8
probably
minutes
shouldn't
is up.
have me join them because they'll definitely know something's up if anything happens.
Would there be any way for you to make your way back out in the chaos? There will be that hole in the wall.
I'm not as skinny as all these people here.
Well, wait, hey, if you have one of the twins in the back, then they can just pick you up and lift you over the wall. You just need to make your way to somewhere sight unseen where the twins can then levitate you, and then you're safe, and you can make your way back around to the front gate where the attack proper is taking place. Since I don't think the prisoners would trust you to escort them. Just saying.
Hold on a second, Rosalia. Gaul, tell me a lie. I want to test something.
Okay, you're short.
How convincing is he? All deception versus Timbo's insight.
Sense motive.
Yeah, sense motive, yeah. And I'll add the +2 since he's under Timbo's command. Where's sense motive? There we go.
Deception. Do I even have deception?
Timber, as always, rolling really good when a subordinate is lying to him.
It's bluff.
It's all the years of Jägermeister training.
Oh
He's
no.
too honest for his own good.
Well, remember, I have an automatic -2 on any of my rolls.
Yeah.
I'm
Dark.
pretty sure that should have
Rosalia,
cleared up by now.
No, it's
Gar.
still.
Gar, your ears moving backwards is a dead giveaway that you're lying.
The tail too.
Only a micro expression, but it's very noticeable if you're looking for it.
No, he definitely smells like he's lying.
You can smell deception? Of course you can smell deception. Fine, that's fine.
So
I don't think Gore's that good of an actor, Rosalia.
Also, just to remind you that permanent negative levels don't fall off without intervention. So, like, temporary negative levels, yeah, that falls off over time, but any permanent that he gets, such as, like, from having been revived that one time, that stays.
Yeah, you need
Well,
a
you
high
think the
level
twins
cleric.
would be like
I can
at least
smell
healing
you.
them or something.
I think
I can
Can you
smell you.
can you get those removed with medicine check, I think?
No,
Per
you get
day?
them removed with spells like Restoration.
Ah.
You need to cast, like, Restoration spell, which is, like, a 4th level spell.
Which, no, I don't think any of us can cast any of those, because we're all going down the, at least as spellcasters are going down the words of power, or not words of power, the whatever,
Spheres of power.
Yeah.
Alternate way to get me in the front gate, if Gar can't convince them that I'm battle spoils. Could convince them that I'm an idiot. What was the name of the person that the Orchid asked us to rescue?
Wayne with an E.
Well, simple. If Orchid is interested in them, they must be somebody important, right? It would make sense for some idiot think, hey, maybe I can just pay a bribe. And food is very precious not right now because of all the damaged crops.
And
So,
then they start
what
eating
if-
you instead.
I can take my chances on whether they would sample the goods right away. Besides, to my knowledge, my phylactery can restore me from some pretty grievous damage. All that matters with that particular part of the plan is getting me to the ration pile. Once I'm reanimated, I can just turn that into a printer for an army. I can only command so many undead, but I'm wagering that at that point in time, once I reanimate, which I would need one of the twins to carry out for me. Can't do it from the other side, unfortunately, at least not yet. At that point in time, the rats would have begun taking heavy losses, which would make it easier to focus my energy on adding new animate corpses. And if they're fighting off an endless wave of bodies coming out of the ration pile, that's further splitting their forces.
Well, before you decide to kill yourself again, how about I try to knock out as many of them as I can?
Oh, this would be happening
Okay.
at the same time as you're doing that.
Ah,
So, order of operations. The rats and one of the twins go around to the back, start creating a way to funnel out the prisoners. You go in with them, and you start thinning the herd from the backside. Well, preparing to create a very large, very loud distraction. While that's happening, I go up to the front gate, playing the part of an ignorant farmer who thinks that she can pay a bribe or a ransom to get rain back. Obviously, that's not going to go well because that's how gnolls work, and I'm smart enough to know that. I fully expect that I would die during that. However, shortly after that, once the twin that's with the prisoners is able to relay they're ready to begin moving them, that's when Timber and the Hoplites Timber, the Hoplites, and Alexi create the distraction at the front gate. Once they start funneling towards the front gate, that's when you blow up whatever it is you've blown up. And once I'm reanimated in the corpse pile, which would be the other one of the twins doing that, unless the one that helps the prisoners is able to get line of sight, then I will order any remaining rats to attack, and I will begin animating corpses from the pile and send those just into the fray.
Also, Rose, as a part of your earlier rules question, do you have mass death magic?
I don't even know what that is.
Okay. So, mass death magic is one of the talents you can get. And what it does is it says when using your reanimate ability, you may spend an additional spell point to reanimate multiple creatures at once. Your hit dice limits apply to the total number you may reanimate at once with the ability, and you can also turn your Ghost Strike into a cone with an additional spell point. So
and I take it that's a feat?
That is one of the talents.
Or talent.
Talents, yes. So without that, it is just a standard action, and you can reanimate one at a time. But you can do one every single turn.
So that my options are either have a steady conga line marching out, or alternatively, that's a lot of corpses there. I could make a bone horror.
You could, yes.
That would probably be a better use of resources, yes.
But you won't be able to command it.
Oh, actually, yeah. Can I create rogue undead? Just not add them to my command pool?
Okay, so when you do it, if you attempt to reanimate a creature that would push you beyond your hit dice command pool limit, you must choose what creatures are either dismissed or released from your control.
Ah.
So, if you do it, you could make it and then release it from your control, technically. Because now it's in your pool, and you then release it to fit inside of your cap again.
Just hope you're not the first thing it sees.
Well, I mean, if I'm underneath a pile of corpses.
Or you could be outside the gate, right about here. Have a hole to...
work. Yeah, that would also work. But then that leaves a problem of how do we get the brownies into the hands of the gnolls? Because that is our best ticket for incapacitating a large number of them efficiently.
The easiest way would be when you're rescuing prisoners, have it in their stuff. If it's in here, then it's already confiscated.
Famine Boy can just see Timber's imagination of putting brownies into a cannon and launching it above the gnolls.
Okay, I'm thinking we fall back to the plan of poisoned rats then. Since I plan on them dying anyways.
You don't know how long it'll take before they start eating these rats.
I do if I add an extra instruction for the rats to go for the mouth. Gar, if something aggressive tries crawling into your mouth, what is your reflex?
Spit it out. Bite down.
Or bite down, yes.
If they start seeing necromantic signs and this stuff going for the mouths.
Plus, they work for a famine demon. They might be under compulsion not to eat.
No, these aren't what
They're hungry.
Balls.
Oh.
These
Also, they're
are
Gnoll.
100% Gnoll. Not.
If you were to give a magical instruction to a Gnoll not to eat, they would flip you off and then bite your hand off.
Honestly, just have the rats attack them and just let nature take its course.
Can the brownies work as an injection?
We would have to puree them.
You would know that, like, it is very, very specifically, like, with what you made, it is effectively a consumption-based poison, which means it does need to be digested into the body somehow to release its effects.
Well, I say we feed them to the rats and then have the rats go into there and hope they eat the rats.
So
Look, it's stormy out. The rats are drowning. Where do rats go? To the dry place.
I don't know.
well, basically make it seem like it's just a rogue horde of rats. That trick would only work so long as they don't think that as long as they don't realize the jailbreak in progress. Alternatively, if the jailbreak is completed, and then the rats turn and attack the gnolls, and then we just wait a while, but then the storm could pass. That would change the battlefield environment.
I think the storm might be helpful for some of the things we're trying to do.
The wall is, at worst, like an inconvenience for me.
We can always just erase the wall.
This is true.
Yeah.
Actually,
Well, let's have one half of the rats go out and get eaten, and the other half can go on rescue mission.
Well, that does work. I didn't have as many potions as I have rats, so some of them are unburdened. And if I have them... That damaged section of wall. If I have them start coming in from that damaged section of wall and just scurrying randomly around the encampment, looking like they're seeking shelter, then the gnolls will just think that they were, rats driven out of their own home by the storm. And hey, free food. That would work.
I mean, this wouldn't be the first time I was on a patrol and I saw a rat and I ate it.
Every time that I think I'm comfortable being around carnivores. Alright, well, we divide and conquer then. I split the swarm up into two groups. One executes the jailbreak, the other is...
Assault.
Trojan snack.
Well, that sounds like some sort of plan.
Before you go, Snow, are you going to be going towards the prisoners before the jailbreak starts?
I will see what's easier. Going for the prisoners or going to kill gnolls while they sleep.
Any guards that can be eliminated would help them. Because once the alarm is raised, then getting the prisoners out becomes a lot more difficult.
Well, I'm asking because I've got an analgesic formula that I can get ready, so that if any of the prisoners are in too much pain to move, this will make it so that they can still move. They can ignore the pain for an hour.
Well, that's what the potions are for. It's to get them on their feet.
Oh, well, if we don't need it for that, then I can also make it so that anyone who drinks it is going to have the weirdest high they have ever had. So if we can force one of the gnolls to do that, they're just going to be completely lost.
Actually, if you think you can enhance the potions that we already have on hand, these things are... They were brewed by children. They're not the strongest health potions out there.
I can take a look, but if it's not my formula, I might not be able to tamper with it while it's already set. I can probably teach them how to make better ones.
Yeah, but no, we definitely don't have time for that.
So that's the plan. We go back and teach the kids how to brew potions.
No.
Okay. Well, how about this? While you're waiting for whatever brownies are coming, I start knocking gnolls unconscious. Or killing them, whichever's convenient.
Well, we need the brownies before we can begin the attack because time delay. Actually, she's gonna turn to one of the hoplites that's in the fancy armor. You've been silent this entire time. You got any ideas regarding this?
If I had a good plan to deal with these gnolls, I would have done it long ago.
Well, what are your thoughts on our plan?
Well, from what I can tell about your plan, is that you're going to be relying on these gnolls' propensity to eating anything they come across to try and poison them.
Pretty much. It's not technically poison, but it might as well be for our purposes.
Look, you're starving, you start looking at everything as food.
They already look at everything as food.
But more so.
Are you... I did get a little bit confused because you kept swapping between plans. Are you still planning on trying to get inside of the corpse pile?
Well, it was pointed out to me that all I need is a small hole in the perimeter wall, and I'll be within range to animate things inside the corpse pile, which gives me the option of sending things out rogue. Depending on how many corpses are in there, I could potentially spawn 2 or 3 bone horrors inside their walls. And once they're turned rogue, they'll attack anything in sight. Since I will be doing it through a small hole in the wall, I won't be in sight. The gnolls will be.
Okay, and are we just trying to get the prisoners and escape with them, or are we trying to kill all of the gnolls?
Current plan, as far as I understand it, is get the prisoners out first, and then kill as many gnolls as we can. If we start to get overwhelmed, we can fall back. Ideally, I would like to kill every single one of them and make it slow and painful so that those who are still alive can hear the screams of the fallen, but we don't have that kind of manpower.
Well, in that case, the only real thing that I could say in relation to this is, I guess we'll have to see if your poison idea even works. I don't know how effective it truly will be, but...
We used to have a proto-wraith as part of our crew. He ate a large dose of those brownies. He's no longer with us. She's not technically lying.
Yeah. Well, yes, but I don't know... Because, well, there could be very many things. I'm not entirely sure what manner of intoxicant you have, and if it was something that would explicitly work well on undead, or if it would be something that is just all-powerful that would work against everything, or if it was even more tailored to those of more our biology than theirs.
The specific drug in question was selectively bred and engineered using alchemical and magical processes to be as strong and as addictive as possible. The person who was using these had half a town on his client list. He had the entire governmental body within that region completely under his thumb through chemical dependence.
So we need to get this into the leader's mouth instead of the rank and file.
Well, I mean, if possible, yes, but no. If you're talking about the whole control aspect, he controlled through addiction, and we don't have that kind of time frame.
I mean, debuff-wise.
I mean, worst case scenario, we blow a hole, they come out, we fight them.
The weakening effects of withdrawal only kick in after the high ends, and the high lasts a very long time. During that point in time, the most threat they could possibly pose to somebody is a misplaced swipe as they're batting at butterflies that aren't there.
So get it to the leader so he can't command.
Yes, like I said, ideally. I thought you were talking about the control aspect, and yeah, yes, Timber?
By the way, welcome in, Whiskers.
This is a lot of talking. Let's get to moving.
Just waiting on Svefenthorn to get back.
The twins are currently snoozing.
All right. Svefenthorn would be able to come back with the product.
Right.
And
So, yeah,
the twins are probably about to be awoken by a message from their favorite mountain man.
Oh boy.
Are the twins ready to receive a message from their favorite mountain man?
Oh, very much so. And of course, it's being relayed to all of the hoplites as well.
Ah, of course, as one does. Also, I don't think that the new people are accustomed to said mountain man. So,
welcome to the course of Yakovich.
All right.
It is a blessing.
It is a course.
And they still want him on our team.
He'd get murdered by the rest of the crew so fast.
They would defend him.
And
also, I don't think I'm pretty sure he's strong enough to just wipe the floor with the team.
Well, yeah, but also, you guys are on a ship, and he might break the ship.
Well, sure, but then it's Jakovich. He'll just wrangle a whale to carry him back to shore somewhere. And then just set up shop there.
I'm upset. I just skimmed through blurps, and I cannot find a very specific Star Trek quote that fits this situation.
All right. Well, time for Jakovich. All right, well, Buddy ended up finding a 6th basement. It might actually be the 7th basement, but I'm not too sure. Does it count as a 6th or new message? 7th basement is after the 5th, but it's the size of 2. Normally, I'd ask my sister that kind of thing, but recently she's new message. Doing some impromptu trading whenever I ask that kind of thing by throwing a knife at each of my limbs until I leave, new message. I don't mind the trading, but it really does happen at the most random times. Like the time I tried asking her how best to, new message, wrestle a dire bear down a waterfall. Speaking of, I woke up in a waterfall about a week ago, but I have no clue how I, new message, got there. Had some half-eaten fish in my hand, but I mean, I guess if the worst thing that happens to me is waking up, new message, with a snack, then that's a pretty successful night right there. Must have grabbed some bad mushrooms, or some good mushrooms if I grabbed from the wrong new message pile. Speaking of piles, I found a massive pile of weird metal in the 6th basement. I'm gonna go grab some and see what happens if, new message, I try and smith it into a weapon.
Hooray!
He just kept talking and talking in one long, incredibly unbroken sentence, moving from topic to topic so that no one had a chance to interrupt. It was really quite hypnotic.
He has scrolls of sending.
That's what the new messages are, because that's whenever he hits 25 words in the message.
Well, the blessing is At least Brutus, Randolph, and Ulf do not have to listen to this anymore.
We
Who is
wonder
this
if we
person?
can contact them via... They look over at Rosalia.
Rose slowly aims the gauntlet at them. Or armlet, excuse me.
So you're connected to Hades, so maybe we can send messages through your collar there to over to the other side. This will require experiments.
Yeah, if you try any of those experiments, the next sending scroll that I send will be to Cave, and I'll tell him that you volunteer for his experiments. Sorry, not Cave, Tunnel.
When do I get to meet this one?
Hopefully
hope
never.
you never do.
Hopefully soon.
You know how my blood has the consistency of pudding, which thankfully doesn't affect me because I'm half undead? Yeah, you have Tunnel to thank for that. I had to trade favors, and one of them ended up being volunteering for his experiments. And that's a permanent side effect. Upside, I can't bleed to death, I guess. I mean, unless I, like, full-on slit a wrist, but then it still takes a while.
I want to go drinking with this one.
Are
Not
you
the
talking
Tunnel.
about Tunnel, the Jakovich one? Yeah.
Yeah, the Yakovich.
Let's say, you don't want to go drinking with Tunnel.
The one that did experiments, I think I'd want to punch him repeatedly.
Tao?
Yep.
The twins are trying to mentally connect with the collar.
All right.
Hello? Can anybody hear us? Hades?
As the collar feels your psionics powers trying to connect with it, it's going to do the equivalent of slamming a door in your face and turning on electric wire. The collar is very much so used to you guys trying to mess with it by force, using your psionic abilities. You can try and interact further, but it's being very prickly.
Hey, we just want to talk this time.
So, judging by the fact that my collar is starting to vibrate and heat up, you may be pissing it off.
Please take 1 electric damage. Which won't get past your temp HP, but...
The twins?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You have temp HP, so it doesn't matter, but take 1 electric damage.
Hey, come on, that's not very nice. We're just trying to talk.
I'm imagining a static spark just jumps from one twin to the other.
I see it's going up the numbers. Please take 2 damage.
Still doesn't get through it.
Nope.
Fine, we'll try later. But we do want to talk to Hades.
Unfortunately, all of that messing with the collar earlier does mean that the collar has started to recognize when it's your guys' powers.
You know, all of that aside, can I subscribe to whatever service Hades is using for spam callers? You know, if I get called by a scammer and they just get electrocuted by their headset, I'm okay with that.
You know, we
Well,
could
twins,
possibly use that
maybe-
as a weapon against the gnolls.
Alright, guys. let's get this done.
And then there was an influence.
Well, as soon as they're done tinkering with the collar, Rose is going to be feeding the brownies to the portion of the rats that don't have healing potions with them.
The influence was already,
Taken care of? Okay.
it was denied because it wasn't high enough.
Will I have to roll a save on this, Tiberius, since she is handling them and is in withdrawals?
Can you what?
Am I going to have to roll a save on this?
The brownies.
For not consuming them.
Yeah.
Or at least having a little bit of some. Yeah, that'd be will.
Plus
Gotta
3
find the
tempers
tab.
though.
This is true. And if she fails, then Timber would have a chance to roll a reflex, right?
Oh yeah, there'd be chances for other people to help save you on that.
The boop of justice.
I rolled a 28.
It's still very tempting. I mean, you have so many, and there's some right there. But you do kind of need it for something.
Yay, duty over recreation.
Yeah, I mean, would a
You know,
would a corner really be that bad? But then again, maybe that corner's the one that would make it to the chief.
As Rose is, she's feeding all the rats, she's kind of thinking about it for a moment, just the looming shadow of Timber.
Yeah, lightning strike in the distance just lights up that imposing silhouette.
The lightning strike from the Martens trying to mess with the collar.
You know what, Femin boy, one of these days you're gonna connect to something, and you're going to regret it.
Okay, was anybody aware of them attempting that?
Oh. Yeah. If that was that's just what Timber would say if it was made obvious, but if he can't see the shock, then no.
And even then, like, it didn't make it through their temp HP at all, so...
I guess it would depend
like
on...
bolt, if we can see
depend
the
on-
bolt or not.
It would depend on two key factors. One, whether the bolt was visible, like Timber said, and two, whether or not
Yeah.
Rose noticed. Because if the enchanted item she's physically wearing is having an annoyed reaction to something.
Now, the most that was seen by other people is that, like, the etching and stylings on Rose's collars, like, were slightly brighter for, like, a second or two, but, like, that'd be it.
Okay, then never mind. I did not see that. I'm just looming over Rose, ready to boop all.
All right, so once that's been completed, she's going to be sending the two contingents of rats to the two opposing sides of the compound. The wall that's behind the prisoner storage area, and of course the breach in the wall, well, the damaged section of the wall.
Go, my pretties!
Not like a wooden wall is going to stop rats anyways, they'll just climb over it.
Yeah, okay. So, you're having the twins make a hole over here?
Yes, one of the twins goes with the rats that are going to be doing the rescue. The job of the twins is to create holes in the walls and to start breaching locks on the cells.
And Snow will go with the twins, and we'll start sneaking into the compound that way.
Fem is gonna be the one going into the compound. Boy is going to be staying outside, being ready to start flying around and creating distractions by vaporizing the wall.
All right. So I'm not going to have you roll for the initial breach, which I'm going to assume happens like here-ish. Oop, it decided. Sometimes it's so low. Trying to
Take it, it
draw
got
things.
offset. Yeah, it got offset due to ping.
Yeah, okay, so the thing is that, like, trying to interact with the map sometimes on this is always questionably quick, as in taking, like, 10 seconds for a change to occur. But, you know what, I'm just gonna leave that circle there. It doesn't matter that much. I assume that you're gonna be making the hole, like, around that circle, basically. I know
Yeah, towards the
smaller
left.
than that, but, like, you know.
Towards the left edge of it. The further it is from the corners of the building, the better. Reduces line of sight and increases transit time for any responding guards.
Yeah, that's where I was trying to draw, but then it... Whatever. Alright, so I'm not gonna have you roll for the initial one because, you know, dark and stormy, and it's, you know, you are small and able to get near to the walls. It does seem like they have a lot of spikes on the exterior of these walls, though. And again, some of them look like they've been recently used. But yes, there is now a small-sized hole in the exterior wall around where the red circle is. On the inside, you can see that there are at least some gnolls about, like, ostensibly on guard duty. And just over the rain, you can you do hear the sound of a door opening. And the only two places that you know have doors right now are the prison area, the slave pens, and the chieftain's hut. What would you like to do?
Well, Snow is going to sneak through the hole that was made, and he's going to make his way to some of the areas where he thinks gnolls might be sleeping.
All right, go ahead and make me a stealth check.
25.
25, pretty
Dangerously
decent.
close.
It was very close to that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they'd be sleeping in these type of spots.
Alexi, I cast off of intelligence.
Yeah, she's an caster. All right. So yes, in the ones that Gar is pinging, you that would be more where you're finding gnolls. Although not that many of them are asleep. Although there are a fair few that are asleep. The other interesting things that you see around are what is obviously more high-ranking gnolls spread throughout some of these. Potentially in charge of everyone in the building itself, although there does seem to be like the occasional one that has like 2 or sometimes even 3 inside. And as well as a couple that are scattered about. Another thing that you notice is that the leader, and what you can only assume is the chief, due to the fact that they have an obviously enchanted weapon that is giving off light, and like good lamellar armor, and also is looking like, you know, still fairly well fed, is currently marching out of his hut with his 2 lieutenants by his side, and is currently stalking down the main road.
Quick thing here, Arrow. Even though it's unlabeled, Rose has learned not to drink things without knowing what they are, so she will ask what that does.
It makes you cleverer for a little bit, like 10 minutes, a little bit less than 10 minutes. It gets better the stronger I get. It's hard to mix, right? You get the, anyway, if you drink it, you'll be smarter for a little bit at any engagement or so.
Well, I'm
Keep
all for
that away
smart
from
drugs.
me.
I'm all for smart drugs. Mechanically, so 10 minutes, and how much does it boost intelligence?
It's +4 to intelligence for 8 minutes at our level.
Right, so that's a bonus of +2 to casting for me then?
Yep.
Alright, I will keep that in mind.
Yep. One thing to keep in mind is that temporary increases like that do not affect your maximum controllable undead.
Figured as much.
Yep, I just figured I'd let you know before it became a
Speaking
question.
of which, I had to do some hard math in terms of my control table, and there is some sad tragedy on the horizon, but we'll cry on that bridge when we get to it.
You'll jump off that bridge when you get to it. Got it.
Yeah, Snow is going to be darting back and forth, trying to stay away from the leader and the lieutenants, keeping a healthy distance away from them. And he's trying to find the hut with the most sleeping people, if not everyone sleeping, so he can begin knocking them unconscious or killing them.
Yeah, so the thing is, like I said, most of these huts have a mix of people that are either awake doing things or sleeping. It seems like a lot of the populace is currently inside of the areas where the rain doesn't get them, considering the heavy rain. So normally it'd be more like the awake ones would be away from the huts, and everyone else would be more towards the like all the sleeping ones would just be in the huts. But due to the rain, pretty much all of them are trying to get some form of cover from it.
Well, there's entire hordes in there, and if there's enough awake, Snow might not be able to knock anything unconscious or kill.
But on the upside, that means that there's less guards outside.
Yeah, I was going to say, there are still guards outside that you could try taking down without it being very hard to, like... Because it's not like they're in, like, a massive group outside.
So
but there are, like, guards around that you would be able to find and attempt to take out if you want.
No would attempt that. He would start looking at more lone guards and the equivalent of waiting for them to stop for that 1 second so he could get behind and flurry of blows. And he will be taking pummeling stance throughout this entire time.
And sadly he only has that one use of Petrificus Totalis, right?
What?
Stunning blow.
What? I gotta get those references out sometimes.
Oh no, I can only use it once per round. I can use it many more times.
Oh no.
Yeah,
oh no.
I do have a limit the amount of times I can use it per day.
And remember that your key eyes are optional. You do not need to shout when you attack.
Yep, and Stunning Strike is an exceptional ability and separate from key.
Well, considering
everybody knows shouting makes attacks better.
In considering the context, you're spending 1 key point per kill. That's a pretty fair exchange rate, I would say, for this particular phase of the fight.
Oh, I'm not spending key. Stunning strikes are separate. Stunning Strike is a separate pool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Key, I can make an extra attack, high jump, or key defense.
Okay, carry on then.
And no wonder we're sending the monk in to help with the slaves. He has all the keys to open the locks.
I mean,
Buddhist, shoot this!
Gar, just let a monkey around on his own, okay?
Well, Snow will try to find as many of these lone guards and will try to take them out one by one.
All right, so this is going to be a sequence of rolls because they will be counted as flat-footed and surprised, but you are still going to have to kill them.
Yes.
Bear in mind, while he's doing this, this is when the other rats are deliberately letting themselves be seen.
Yeah. I will say it also seems like there is a bit of a scene going on down by the ration pit.
Well, considering that Rose was planning to get into position to raise bone horrors from it, not sure how close she can get before she can no longer see over the wall.
Oh, the wall is taller than you, so like you effectively found like a spotting position that was like on a nearby like hilly area that you could see down into the area from, and then like as you approach it, like rapidly goes to flatlands because gnolls like
All right.
flatlands.
So she won't have line of sight on what the commotion is until she's
Unless
up the wall and able to find a gap in it or
unless
create
the
a gap.
Martens make a little hole for you to peek through.
Yep. You could try and like climb through the spikes. That is possible. It's just also like, you know, if you fuck it up.
And I'm assuming due to the thunderstorm, the bonus that she normally gets to hearing is negated.
Yes. But you could roll a perception in order to listen in if you want.
So it's just I'm rolling perception, but without the bonus.
Yeah. Because normally you'd have a +2, you'd have a -2 to hearing due to the, you know, noise.
Yeah. Also, I should move the rose token, shouldn't I? Whee! If it'll let me move it, it's locked. It won't let me move it, I don't think.
I don't have token lock on.
No, but it's assigned to me for some reason.
Oh, I'm still in ping mode, that's why. Yeah, that'll do it.
That's just her using her hearing power.
That was the sonar ping.
Yep. By the way, Snow, these so you're seeing two varieties of gear among the guards. All of the guards are equipped with like bows of a kind. Although this is like more of like their secondary like ranged option than anything, because primarily the guards are either equipped with an axe and a shield or a two-handed spear.
Alrighty. Snow really doesn't care whether it's the axe and shield or the spear. Again, he'll just be looking for, if it looks like there's one by elves, he's going to sneak up and, well, do the flurry of blows.
All right. Well, you are going to have to roll accuracy in order to hit. They will be flat-footed and surprised.
All right, there's the first one.
Nice.
They're surprised.
And let's go with the second one. Yeah, 15.
15 hits.
Ooh. And the last one, why not? Because I got to declare this ahead again. Time, I will do a stunning strike on the last one. 14.
Bear in mind that we do have a party reroll available. Although
Yep.
typically we can save that for a crit fail and then just hope the 14 succeeds.
So the 14 would not succeed.
Okay, so I lose that stunning strike.
But you might kill him on the flurry anyway.
Oh shoot. Sorry, I did that wrong. So that was no. The next two don't hit. I was using the wrong one because the next two were only +6, not +11. So only the first two hit.
Oh my god.
Oh, so only the first flurry would hit. Got it.
Yep. Ew. 2 damage.
Why are you like this?
Oh god.
That one tried to
And-
be a 1.
So 12 damage in total.
Ugh.
I have awful news. You're going to have to roll initiative.
I am going to spend a key point and attack one more time.
All right, good choice.
Make it
And
count.
And this one, I can roll at my max.
Understandable.
Come on, let me roll. There we go. Oh, hello, Nat 20.
There we go.
Like you
Ooh,
said,
and
roll at your
conform.
max.
And confirms.
The panic
It
crit.
has literally. They had literally 1 HP left. So.
Oh no.
For the sake of this, I still want to draw the card.
Oh no.
It's my first crit. Come on.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right.
Oh,
If I
Finish
can
him.
actually hold on to the card.
the person explodes in a loud bang.
Yeah, they just explode.
Get everybody's attention.
Yeah, it's the panic. Like, wait, he didn't go down. He didn't go down.
Bah!
Punch.
You just unload on him, you know, and he's still standing, and you just poke him with a chi poke right in the nose.
Yeah. Well, the concern wasn't him actually being threatened by the guy. The concern was the guy yelling out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically you jackhammer the crap out of his back. He whips around to see what it is. You panic and turn his nose from an outie to an innie.
Yep. The snoot is now backwards.
So anyways, Thunderous Impact. Quadruple damage, and all targets within 500 feet are rendered deafened.
You had to draw the crit card, didn't you?
Yep. Boom.
Thankfully,
Wait.
thunderstorm.
That could be passed off as a massive thunderstrike.
It could be, except that there's no light associated with it.
Don't
Oh,
have to.
hey, not
don't have-
all. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's different types of thunder. Sometimes that you don't see the lightning that came before the thunder. Come on now.
Okay, look, I just want you to know you're doing in the middle of an encampment.
Well, at least they're deaf now.
For one turn.
Although
All right, is it?
Rose might be too.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Rose, yeah, Rose is definitely getting an earful of that one. 500 feet, yeah.
Hold
It
on.
is only for one round, but
Okay, so it's not for long.
There's no save.
Yeah, did it make the tinnitus save?
oh
It
god.
snows.
Welcome to the Tinnitus Club.
Rosalia winds up with worse hearing than Timber.
I mean, I have to roll the damage. Oh, look,
I would
I
be-
Oh, by the
significantly.
way, it was quad damage.
One more.
So 23 damage. This poor Gnoll.
Yep, that
No,
would be
you
enough.
multiply
To,
the.
that would be enough to completely kill it. Yes.
You multiply the static bonus too. It would have been 25.
The way
okay.
we do it is we just multiply the dice.
Ah, okay. Good to know.
So yes, you hear an absolutely thunderous strike from the encampment. The first thing that Snow tries to hit, and it's like thunder striking. Fitting for the panic attack.
I didn't know they had explosives.
Hey, look, the warning shot.
Was that the signal to start firing the cannons?
I think so.
Oh no, that is technically correct.
I mean, we do have mental connection
Link.
still.
You guys still are on a mental link thanks to the twins.
Don't
Yeah, so,
teach my hamster to suck eggs.
Someone redeemed moderate ethereal influence.
Guy.
A
I
new
know.
subscriber arrives. It fills you with determination.
Orca Commander just resubscribed for 18 months.
Also, Orca, thank you very much for that resub. Oh, 6 months in advance. Thank you so much. And for those 18 months of support.
All right. Snow, as you like completely kill this gnoll, it looks like they did have like a vial of something on them as it shatters, and I need you to make I need you to make a fort save.
Uh-oh. Is this a poison?
It is technically a spell.
Okay, so
It isn't. Yeah.
Okay.
So
It is
Sky
a poison,
chose
but it
chaos.
is magical spell.
And here I was kind of hoping that Sky would have used the influence to guarantee that they think it was a lightning strike. Instead, they chose evil today.
Yeah, I don't know if you have a thing about any poison, no matter what, but this is
Yes.
magic. Okay.
Yes, any poison roll I get a +2.
Okay. Yep.
So,
Then go ahead and take that.
So 16.
In that case, you succeed.
Huzzah.
That +2 saved you.
Thank you, Iron Liver.
Thank you, alcoholism.
Snow does not want to be here anymore because he made just a ruckus.
Hey, Snow, is that the thing to stop firing the cannons already?
No, I just punched him in the face as he starts dragging the body and dumping it in the corner.
Maybe don't punch as hard next time.
I'm just imagining that you are hearing Timber both in your head and from outside the walls.
Yelling.
Well, he's talking right now.
Exactly.
So people
Timber
around
talking
him
is
can hear
loud.
him, Yeah.
If you were shouting, we'd hear you from all the way across the other side of the island.
If I was shouting, you could hear me from your house.
Hey, Snow, maybe don't punch them quite so hard next time. I mean, I appreciate the initiative, but still.
Disregard that. That was based.
Also, Snow, I assume you're dumping the body in the corner, then like getting away from it.
Yes. If he spots someone coming towards it, hopefully it's only one person, it's going to be the equivalent of, returning this into the murder bush.
The murder bush, nice. Well, it's not a person, but you do see a hyenodon coming towards the body, snuffling its nose.
Well, I assume that I got to make another stealth roll after that one.
Yeah. By the way, quick question: do you know what a hyenodon is?
No.
No.
Okay, so you take Gar. Excuse me. You take Gar and you have him stand on 4 legs. Damn it! Hold on a second.
Tuss.
Sorry about that. Yeah, you just take Gar and you have him stand on 4 legs, and then you have a hyenodon.
Okay.
It's basically a dire hyena.
Snow becomes the knight.
Yep. And you see this size large, like quadrupedal hyena come up and start consuming that body.
Oh, cool. Self-cleaning.
It isn't being quiet about it, though, so, like, bone snap noises ensuing.
On inspection, I would assume that this thing is far
offering.
nastier than just a standard gnoll.
Tochemay tip $95, Razim contract.
Tochemay, thank you so very much for that tip. That is the tip goal fully completed. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Butcher it is. Cool. But yeah, this is a size large dire hyena. If you want to make me a knowledge local check, if you have that, I can
No.
tell you more about it.
No, he doesn't know, and definitely does not have knowledge of local survival. Yeah, that's about the only thing I got.
You know what? Survival will work. It is an animal.
Well, he's not great at it, but it
He's
is a
not great
skill.
at it. Yeah.
Yeah, 16.
All right. With a 16, what you would know is that these things normally, from what you know, prefer desert terrain. This is most definitely not desert terrain. So it's likely that these gnolls got it from somewhere else. And that these things either are solitary, come in pairs, or they have a pack of them. So either the gnolls have this hyenodon, a pair of them, or at least 7. And these things are a CR4 monster.
No, wants to beat the crap out of it, and it's making noise, but he's hoping he's not sure if the rain is and the thunderstorm is hiding the sounds of nomming.
It is very obviously not being quiet.
Well, I guess he's going to have to do the dumb and sneak up on it and try to kill that one. Because it's going to...
This is a CR4.
I know nothing of Pathfinder and...
Okay. Basically, this is a monster that probably has somewhere around 40 to 50 health.
Sky, no, I don't think that Rose is within 30 feet of this.
No.
Then Snow is going to leave this alone and hope that it just looks like the hyena got hungry and just started eating a gnoll.
Which could be very possible.
So, yep, Snow is going to go try to find another guard. What's everyone else doing?
If people are curious, I found a very neat GIF of a hyenodon. I posted it in media sharing.
I am curious. I'm gonna go look.
Timbo's just standing right next to the tank.
Prehistoric kingdom.
Yep. Like I said,
You
it's
can
basically
put a saddle on
dire
that thing.
hyena.
Yeah, you could put a
It is
saddle on
size
that
large.
thing.
It is a size large creature.
That head is like if somebody put fur on an alligator.
Well, if no one else is doing anything, Snow is going to keep doing the thing of picking off guards around the perimeter.
All right. I will say that you're gonna have. You know what? Here, I'll go ahead and just figure out, instead of sitting here and rolling for like a bunch more guards, because now that I can see what your actual rolls are, I can kind of guess like how effective you're gonna be. So I'd say that you could probably take out like another 8 guards before things start getting risky.
So he's over there playing Assassin's Creed. Good.
Yeah. He's over there playing Assassin's Creed, killing a total of 9 guards.
Still thins the pack.
It does. He's killed. Looks at notes. A number of them.
Well, you said there's 200. Yeah, but say you said there's 200 in total.
Taldaris, he has killed countless.
Yeah.
Well, he said there's 200 total, which means he killed 0.5%.
At least 200 total. It could be a bit more, could be a bit less. Or I guess around 200.
2%.
It could be a little bit more. It could be a little bit less.
He almost got 2%. a blip on the radar.
Yeah.
But there's now a trail of bodies now for this Hyedodon to keep nomming along the path to get it away from the prisoner place.
I swear, if this thing becomes your pet after this.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Rose, are you at all interested in what the current chieftain arguing was about? I think you rolled about that, didn't you?
Yeah, I rolled a 19.
19.
And
got it.
if this is the chieftain that has those taxidermy hooves amongst his various trinkets, she 100% is interested in every single thing that he does, including what blood type he has, because transfusions keep the torture victim alive longer.
In that case, yes and yes. In terms of the Gnoll chieftain, they have on a rather nice set of steel lamellar armor. They look like they are fairly experienced, considering that they have a non-negligible amount of scarring, and the fact that go ahead.
I did forget one detail. The rest of her summons. She does have Sycamore with her, and the 3 skeletons have standing orders that when combat breaks out, they are to rush the main gate.
Alright. So, has a wicked-looking axe that is giving off light at basically all times. And, has a pack of javelins. Should mention that. And, seems to be currently dealing with a situation where one of the other Gnoll underlings was caught taking an arm from the Brashen pile without permission. Which is now resulting in this chieftain absolutely bringing down the law onto this other
my
Gnoll.
hamster to suck eggs.
Alright, well, there's an influence, so let's see what that is, just in case this affects what I'm saying. I'll accept that. Alright, it does not affect what I'm about to say. And when I say bringing down the law onto this poor Gnoll, it involves killing them immediately, taking their arm, throwing it back into the pile, and dragging the rest of the body off. Its lieutenants and the other Gnolls around that were, like, watching this say absolutely nothing against this.
I'm trying to double check something here. Because the current Bone Horror Atlas, which inherited from Philippides, is occupying 10 hit dice, but does have enhancements. Is 10 hit dice the base number for them, or is it 5 and then I doubled it to 10?
Oh, in terms of Bone Horror hit dice?
Yeah, because I calculate my command pool by hit dice. So how many hit dice does a Bone Horror have by default? Because I looked it up online, I can't find it.
Yeah. So the one that I made for this normally has 15, but you're able to make 10 hit dice Bone Horrors.
Oh, okay. But considering that it's a animate siege tank, it's kind of worth the cost.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just double checking that.
Yeah. So yours have like slightly degraded stats, like a little bit, but like
But yeah, any time that you take the boss and then have them as a recruitable NPC, their stats get nerfed into the ground. That's just how it works.
I mean, if you want to use the 15 hit dice versions, you can. It's just also out of consideration for you being able to use them at all.
Yeah, unfortunately. But if I were to recalibrate that corrupted core... Carry on. Schemes for later.
Alright. And it seems like the chieftain is now dragging the body that is, like, you know, obviously letting out copious amounts of blood as he drags it behind him through the mud. Back towards, presumably, his hut. And yes, he definitely still has on those gilded hooves.
I was just checking to see how pissed off she is seeing him again.
Happy as a lamb.
I'd assume very now.
Anger at levels that the twins can definitely pick it up, and it might or may not sound like a Geiger counter. Timber coughed over my punchline. I'm sad.
Sorry.
Does anyone else hear a steam kettle?
Emotional damage.
Yeah, I take 1 point of emotional damage.
Hey, we
Carry
got
on.
another barbarian.
Just waiting for the moment to start unleashing chaos. Also, since Rose would know, have any of the decoy rats been killed yet?
A couple have, although only a few have actually been eaten. And those of them that have actually been eaten are sort of like doing it hidden away in corners where they're hoping they're, or like, you know, behind some form of occlusion, hoping they won't be found.
Because they're supposed to take it to the body pile.
Yeah. So, I've just noticed some odd behavior. The rats that are being consumed, they're being really sneaky about it. And I just witnessed a guy get his arm cut off for the crime of stealing from the corpse pile. I think that they are having to ration, which means they are indeed dealing with the famine.
Kaboom?
Rose, you also would be able to see, like, a minute or two after the chief leaves, someone else comes by and effectively starts scraping the meat off of the bone, and taking the meat elsewhere and throwing the bones back into the pit.
Look, I can keep picking off more guards, but it's gonna get more concerning. Also, there's something really big following me that's eating the bodies that I make.
And Rose, how many people have you been able to rescue with the rats?
Question, are you guys, like, already starting trying to do the jailbreak part, or?
After after some of the guards were taken care of, then yeah, the twins would have or not the twins, but Fem would have started working on that. Carefully, slowly, making sure the coast is clear and such.
Alright. So there are, upon you making an actual entrance into the holding pens, one thing you would notice is that these things are, like, jam full of cells and people. But also that there are some Gnoll guards, like, wandering through the different halls and aisles, keeping an eye on things, scaring the prisoners, things of that nature. To note, a good 90% of the prisoners are are in fact, you know, what you'd expect to see of you know, like, hairfolk. But there is a good 10% of other motleyed people that you can very comfortably assume, given what you remember, that these might be some of the cultists.
The cultists can stay.
Yeah, they aren't in segregated pens, really. It's just, like, all pushed in together. There are separate cells, but they aren't, like, segregated into, okay, this is a hairfolk cell, this is a cultist cell. It's just more like people were just shoved into cells.
Okay, and how many guards are in the building itself?
A total of 4.
There we go. There we go. Piece of shit chooses the absolute worst times to decide it doesn't want to work anymore. Oh my fucking god. Anyways, as I was trying to say, wonder why I was getting talked over. Upon realizing the high population number, since the rats are within control range, she's going to refine that trained command and have them seek out the people that are in the worst condition.
Alright. Go ahead and roll me a medicine check in order to find those that are indeed in the worst condition.
I just have to find it real quick.
Heal.
Heal, yeah.
Oh,
I call it medicine a lot, because bad habit, but yeah.
Not the best.
Not the best, but not the worst either.
Acceptable.
So, when it comes to things, it is it's a little bit hard for the rats to actually differentiate everything because of the fact that everyone is, like, basically mashed into cells together. So there's, like, no real actual, like, space. So it's like just a bunch of people all being kept in, like, horrible conditions. So pretty much everyone is looking pretty bad. But also, from what you can tell, yeah, you're able to differentiate between those that have been in here longer and those that haven't been in here as long. Because some of them look like... Well, they all look like they're not really being fed, but some of them look like they haven't been fed for a while. And also, like, they're being... And from what you could tell, this would make sense. And from what you know of gnolls, this would make sense. Where they're also being used for some form of hard physical labor. And given everything you've seen, it might have been for wall repairs. But also, they have a lot of people in here.
That cave, they're performing excavations of some kind. Pretty straightforward. Right, just need, once all the potions have been dispensed, what is the quality of the logs?
The logs look like they are either freshly fallen or freshly cut.
The
All right, so
lock. Did you say?
Yeah, the locks.
Oh, the locks. I thought you said the logs. Okay, so the locks, they're just kind of more like rudimentary but heavy duty. Like, these things probably have almost no pick resistance, but also, like, they are heavy and metal.
So, iron locks on iron bars kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, leave that to the twins. I'm gonna have the rats start repositioning to high locations. Like up in the rafters, over top of where the guards patrol.
All right. This thing, like these things, are basically all made of. It's basically stone all the way up, but it's also uneven, jagged, rugged stone. So that's more than enough for the rats to like grip onto. So they can kind of like scamper up. There's not really like rafters per se, but like, you know, there's plenty of stone juts that they can get out on top of.
I have the rats in ambush positions. If you want to start popping locks and filtering people out. If the guards notice, I'll intercept.
You know, we could just tell the guards to leave.
You can do that.
We convinced you were a duck for a while.
Oh, right, that is a thing you can do. I blocked out that memory. Go for it. If they resist, they won't be able to scream very long.
I can sneak on back and help out with the people trying to get them out. I'm about as far as I can do.
You can guide them towards the hole in the wall. It was kept deliberately small. It might be hard for them to notice. They aren't exactly in the best health.
And the hyena dons may be able to eat the survivors.
I think the
That
hyena
too.
dog is slowly making its way down the wall where Snow was murdering.
Yeah, if you do encounter Henry again, don't know what its actual name is, that's just what we call it. Yeah, he can snap up hairfolk in a single bite. I've seen it myself, so do not let that thing happen.
So if it tries to eat me, punch it punch in its throat. Got it.
Oh yeah, if you can land one of those, monk punches to its uvula, I mean, aside from getting a very inconvenient shower, I think it'll be incapacitated.
The main... So all of it, everybody is to the south, right?
Yep.
With the exception
The
of
hoplites
Snow,
and
he'll
all.
be-
That's what I'm referring to.
Okay.
Yeah. The place that you guys came from that everyone not currently inside or directly at the walls is waiting is to the south.
Yeah, so that if and when the alarm gets raised, they can hit the main gate.
So, I am going to be using Mind Sphere. They are going to be, we're going to go with a Greater Charm. Basically, you may plant a suggestion in a target's mind, which they obey as if the thought had been their own. Will negates. The suggested course of activity must be limited to a sentence or two and must be a very simple request. I'm using Greater, so it may be up to a basic request, but I'm going with a simple one, which will give a -2 penalty to the save. The creature performs the suggested action until it finishes, or for 1 hour per caster level, whichever comes first. There's a little bit more to this, but I think that's enough for what is important here. The command that Fem is going to give to each of them is leave the camp to the south and tell anyone that asks that you're being sent to capture a group of hairfolk. Which I think for these guys would be a very simple request. They do seem to like their hairfolk.
Yeah, maybe. So not for the specifics, but telling them that they're gonna go out, like to have the thing go out and find some captives. Now that is definitely simple. Because if they're looking for hairfolk, it would mean that if you weren't a hairfolk, they would like try to ignore you. But if it's just captives in general, or people to capture, because now there's cultists around too.
Fair enough.
Just plant the idea in their head that a scouting party was found. Go find them. Bring them back.
Yeah.
Alright, so they need to make will saves.
At a -2 penalty. Save DC is 25.
Hey, look, a scouting party of timber. They found him.
Yeah, they found the scouting party.
Yeah, several gnolls go over to Timber and just start trying to pick him up.
Alright, one of them would save and the other 3 would all fail, meaning that the other 3 are just gonna leave.
Right, the one that saved, is he aware that someone just tried to charm him?
Are they aware of it, or do they just not follow the idea?
Yeah, did they know... Oh, yeah, that was a question for Zim. Carry on.
Let's see. It's up here. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Also, you do have the expanded charm, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I just wanted to double check, because I went and double checked myself, and I'm like, I should probably ask.
That is literally the only talent that I have with this sphere, because, yeah. Charm by itself is incredibly strong.
Oh, it is, yeah.
It doesn't need much to be even better. It does not say whether they are aware or not. It just says that you plant the thought into their head, and they obey it as if the thought had been their own, but the will negates. So I guess the will would mean that they had the thought as if it was their own, but they don't obey it?
Yeah, so they just like... They have the thought there, but then they're like, no, I was ordered to stay here, so I should stay here.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Because it does also say that you can't repeat against the same target if they do save for, like, a certain amount of time, so...
Yeah.
Well,
so, yeah.
Since the other guards are leaving, she's going to cluster all of the rats over top of the remaining guard in an intercept position.
Alright.
The moment that they are out of the building, she's going to drop the rats on him, and they are going for the mouth and throat to attempt to stifle him before he can get out a scream for help.
Alright. So what was the stat block for rats? You made these things fast, right?
Yep, they are considered fast zombies.
Alright,
So should go out and get some poisonals. Yeah, that's a stupid idea.
So it would be considered a fast zombie swarm.
Alright. So fast affects movement speed, right?
Yes, I think it affects their attacks too. Let me double check.
Yeah, go ahead and double check that.
We're playing 2E, right?
20.
20?
20. Yeah, Pathfinder 20.
20.
20.
Zombie fast. 2. 2 speed. Special attacks, quick strikes. And melee says 2 slams with a +4. That's what the raw stats say on the sheet that I brought up. Whenever fast zombie takes a full attack action, it can make 1 additional slam attack at its highest base attack bonus. And
Okay.
I believe all of my undead do inherit some of my stats too.
Alright, so... so you have, I think, Empowered Reanimate? Is that what you have? The one that gives enhancement bonus to Strength and Dex?
Well, I know there's something that I used, and that was how I was able to get the bonuses on the on Atlas and the other one, Philippides. Just need to find it here. Greater Undead? No, that's not it. That just that expanded. That just allows me to actually make the alternate versions in the first place. I think it's Fleshcraft.
Fleshcraft for Necros does let you do some modifications to your zombies, which is for your Fleshcraft, you would have the advanced version and the basic version. So you could give them additional limbs, advanced attacks, combat talent, improved natural armor, necrotic bomb, negative strikes, natural attack,
Yep,
skilled
I
corpse.
found it right here. Yep, Skilled Corpse, I believe, is the one that covers this. The undead gains 2 additional skill points per hit dice, their placement being determined by the Necros.
Yeah.
And given the nature of... Yeah. I do believe I... Yeah, that was basic Fleshcraft. Then I think I got the expanded upgraded one. I'm having to pour through so many sheets right now. Advanced Fleshcraft.
Yeah,
there it is.
That can definitely happen.
Alright, so that says only a single ability, and then... So advanced Fleshcraft, I can only give them 1 item from the advanced Fleshcraft list, but the regular Fleshcraft list does not express a limit to the number, only that it consumes a spell point or channel energy for each one that I add.
Alright. But, okay, let me double check fast zombies just to see if it actually specifies.
Live research on the unalive.
On the unalive, yes. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to treat it as having 1 more attack and then the quick strikes thing. Or, yeah. So, let's see how the, Let's see how your rat swarm does.
So, flat-footed and called strike.
If the thing would deign to roll the dice. Oh, there we go. All right, and you know I'll give it 1 more, because why not? All right, that'll be a total.
Real quick, everybody, I have updated the tip goal. Whiskers has some medical stuff going on, and they cannot prepare food for themselves right now. So we're hoping to get some money together to get them a delivery. So if you guys can help with that, please consider doing so. It will go towards a TF Talkie at the least, but yeah. Just wanted to throw that out there real quick.
All right, and the Gnoll would die, yes. You high rolled. Congratulations.
All right. We appear to have, for the most part, secured the prison area. We're going to start filtering the people out now.
Almost ready for the distraction?
Well, I say we get as many outside as we can before the alarm's raised. Hopefully all of them.
I'm surprised there was no alarm for the kaboom earlier.
They hopefully... They may have just thought it was thunder. That's what I'm hoping they thought it was.
there was at least some looking around at it, but they didn't really... There wasn't really much to, like, investigate, and none of them saw anything originally, because, you know, only Snow was on the inside, so...
Internal whistling ensues. Innocent whistling.
Yes, he just starts walking down the road, innocently whistling, and right to the middle of the camp.
So what you're telling me is I need to tease Snow more often, so he just does the rage punch.
That was the panic. Wait, you're supposed to be dead. Why are you still alive? Whap!
Whap!
Both
I just
sides
imagine
look
the
at
slow
each other.
motion. The slow motion punching him really hard, and then, like, as you punch him,
Tochemay tipped $55. Razim contract.
Tochemay, thank you so much for that. I'll get that sent to Whiskers right away. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but as you punch him, you know, you hit him so hard, like he's wet, so there's an outline of his body, you know, there in the waddle. You hit him so hard, and then the explosion sends the waddle everywhere.
Just full on Matrix freeze frame for a second.
Yeah. At least that's what I saw in my head.
Look, it was the first thing Snow got to punch. He had to make an
Considering-
impression.
Yeah.
Considering that you overkilled him by the entirety of his health bar, I'm assuming that so there was significant mutilation that took place there. Looked like he got hit by a car.
I think he almost
then
doubled.
Truly, this is the dankest dungeon.
Ido Things tipped $5. Razim coins, Razim feed Whiskers.
Thank you so much, Ido. Thank you guys.
There's actually an emote for feed Whiskers.
Yes.
Adorable. Alrighty. Getting back to things.
Right there in the chat.
But yes, now, upon getting the count, because you would actually have a count, there is a total of 127 prisoners here. With a total of 114 of them being hairfolk.
Well, we're taking all of them. The cultists can always be interrogated later. I'm sure they're eager to get out of there.
I mean, kind of, but they were also mostly just being chilling. Like, they care about not being fed.
Oh no, I'm not eating.
As long as they're not eating the other prisoners.
Yep, Snow will, guide the people through the fence.
A Hyenodon will make an attempt. Let's see some
Oh.
more food.
Truly.
Oh, if
this
the
is
Hyenodon
the
attempts to try to
dankest
go
dungeon.
after them, Snow is going to.
Renault scores L59 tipped $5. Feed the Whiskers.
Thank you, Ren.
Is that thing not full yet?
It is
It
full,
overfilled.
but hey, more
Oh no, I meant the
money.
Hyenodon, not the tip goal.
Oh.
Keep donating to the tip goal, people. Just this. I mean, is the Hyenodon not full yet?
I mean,
No.
there's a trail of
thing will-
bodies that's probably like, piece of candy. Ooh, cadaver. Ooh, cadaver.
The first bite
Uh,
always tastes the best.
Also, this thing is like 600 pounds of starving hyena.
Much like a puppy, it will eat until it is spherical.
Some of its favorite meals, like canonically, is to eat entire bison. It is eating these bodies.
Right.
Having multiple accidents.
Accidents. So with the guard dispatched, the rats will be laying in ambush at the front door of the prison. And hopefully the prisoners are being broken out of their cells and escorted out.
That
The
would
other
be up to
rats,
it.
since it doesn't seem like they're being hunted and eaten, or at the very least, not being eaten, they will sneakily and covertly make their way to the front door of the prison as well to meet up with the rest of the swarm.
Fem is going around, using the acid thing to just melt away the locks.
All right. And obviously the prisoners are complete nervous wrecks. Although you do see one that's just kind of like still sleeping in the middle of their cell even after all the commotion.
He's sending mental, message to all of them. We're here to rescue you. We'll lead you to safety very soon. Just be quiet and stay down and stuff. Okay.
You would get a lot of hesitant agreement. That one hairfolk is still asleep, though.
Wake up, Rain. The rescue you paid for is here.
Your Uber has arrived.
Your Uber.
A Uber.
Climbs into the back of Atlas. There's McRib at the controls. I am your Uber today. And for clarification, yes, there are controls on the inside of Atlas. It uses the same mapping system that was used for Philippides. Since, since you directly transplanted the core, minimal reprogramming needed that way.
All right. But yes, the hairfolk is still the EP. They're situated in a corner, laying against a rough stone, and are passed the hell out.
Fem is going to try and wake them up.
All right, do tell me your method.
Gentle nudge.
The gentle nudging gets him to scratch at his face about where you're nudging him.
So now the sleeping bunny is rubbing at their face.
That is adorable.
Well, I guess telekinesis to lift them and just float them out. While also being ready to hold the mouth shut.
I mean, theoretically, couldn't you also project the panic signal into the rabbit folk brain?
Well, yes, but if
Yeah,
we
but
did
you
that,
can't
that would
You
make
do
them
realize
scream.
that a rabbit's natural reflex in a panic state is to screech, right?
Screech and run, yes.
The screech is the important part. Rabbits can scream very, very loud. It's evolved as a warning to other rabbits in the area. Hey, predator. Because the scream
I'm
comes from the
getting
one that is being...
mauled.
Exactly.
But yes, you may lift this hairfolk out of his cell and just float him along.
Well, they're gonna lead the way after everybody's free to the entrance or exit that they made. Whatever you want to call it.
Yep. Like I said, the Hynodon will be making an attempt, though. It is not being subtle about it. It rolled a 2 on its stealth check to try and get one.
One of the
Oh, Snow
prisoners?
Snow is out there, he will be basically waiting for it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just letting you know that it is actually making an attempt, and it's not trying to be subtle.
An attempt on what?
Trying to grab one of the prisoners.
Kick its ass, Snow!
Yeah, Snow will try to sneak up on it if it hasn't noticed him, and, well, this is where the commotion starts.
Now this is where the fun begins.
It's definitely noticed you because it's been following you to the bodies. So it's just sort of been following your scent going body to body.
Started to associate you with food.
Oh no.
You made a friend.
But it's trying to eat my payday and friends.
You're my friend now. We're having knuckle sandwiches today.
No, you said it's trying to eat your payday. You mean eat innocent civilians, right?
Well, I mean, each one's worth 50 gold, so yes, it is a payday. And civilians. You know, if a cultist might accidentally just trip and fall, I'm not going to care about that.
We live in weird times where the evil character has more empathy for the prisoners.
Snow needs drinking money.
Well,
Priorities.
that's because Rosalia, chaotic good creatures are really just bad.
So are you gonna roll your dice, or?
Yep. I guess it won't be flat-footed. Let's roll them dice. Let's see what happens. First two dice.
Better dump what you can into this.
Oh, hello.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh, it's only a 13th. I don't think hits.
That would not
confirm.
Confirm.
Yeah, the confirm. Yeah.
So
No confirm. It does auto hit, but it does not confirm.
Okay, second
Still,
attack. Oh, that one might not. That's
Oh, that
We
was
do have a
almost
party
a 20.
Okay, we do have a party reroll, and this thing definitely needs all the damage pumped into it as possible.
13. If you guys are okay.
I vote
Do
we
it.
use a reroll.
Can he reroll the confirmation roll?
You can.
Okay, I'll just roll another d20 for the confirmation. $18?
Does confirm.
Yay!
Yay!
That means we get a crit card.
Another explosion.
Yeah, we're gonna need a crit
Please, please blow him up. Please, we need another explosion. Yeah, a wise decision.
No, this time it's just a here. I'm right here sign over him.
We just need a really good crit card. Come on, quintuple damage.
I'm just going to roll my two other attacks.
Yep, go ahead.
Oh, hello, Nat 20.
Oh,
no.
yeah.
10.
No confirm.
But still,
Thank you for the follow, Fox Guy. Welcome in.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Nice.
What a
stay
polarizing
down.
roll.
This is the dichotomy of Snow. It just chaos.
It's either quit or nothing. Quit or nothing.
Well, I mean, that's 2 confirmed hits, and one of them is a crit, so we've got that.
Shin Shoryuken!
And you know what? I'm going to use a key point for one more attack.
Yes, please do.
21.
Hey, at least it hits.
All right, and the crit card.
And stay down. Triple damage, and the target must make a DC 14 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the target is knocked prone.
All right.
Kick the puppy.
Unsurprisingly, this thing's fortitude is its best save. But all right, let's see.
I figured as much as why I didn't go with stunning strike.
It can always crit fail.
It can't always crit fail. All right, it's saved.
I was going to say it might have mattered for the confirm for the nat 20, but
Still, that's
so,
it.
so triple damage. So 1, 2, 3. That would be 15 damage for one, and one more damage roll.
Well, he had 2 confirmed hits because you used the key point.
Oh yeah,
So you
that's
got
what the other damage roll is. He rolled 3 because the crit had triple damage.
Oh, so that 14 was just the bonus.
That 14 is the initial damage roll of the crit attack. Because
Okay.
he rolls 3 dice instead
yeah.
of 1.
Yeah, he has the crit attack, and then he had 2 successful hits after that.
Oh, that's right. I had 2, so I get one more roll.
Yeah.
Yay!
There you go.
So 20, 34 damage.
All right. Marked 34 damage. It is still alive.
35.
But you definitely broke a rib.
It is definitely hurt.
35. Yeah, sorry. It is 35. Well,
I guess Fem could try attacking.
Yep. You could, but I will ask for a little bit of initiative. So I will let Snow just straight up attack first.
My initiative isn't right. I need to change that. It is +8, not +4. I'll roll it and just add +4. So 19.
I'm assuming only initiatives for those that are actually there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which
well,
Hynodon rolled a nat 20 with a +2, so he's at 22. Of course, the thing that it rolls a nat on is the initiative. Sad
He
DM
mad.
noise.
He mad.
Alright, so we'll make an attack against you. Wow, that's a high roll. Okay, I already know for a fact that a 29 is going to hit you.
Yep, 29 hits.
If a 29 did not hit you, I would be very concerned at what shenaniganry was going on. And as a part of its bite, it does get to automatically make a trip attempt. So, what is your CMD?
25.
All right.
I guess it being prone really doesn't matter about the attack.
Oh, it's not prone. It made the save against being prone.
Oh, that's right. Never mind.
It's trying to trip you.
Oh.
Because it gets an automatic trip attempt.
Sorry, my bad.
And... Does it trip? Does it not? Does not trip. You still take 20 damage.
Ow.
As it grabs you and viciously attempts to rip off your leg.
Alrighty. Snow does not appreciate this.
I would be concerned if he did.
And I think it's his turn. Unless it wants to do anything else.
Nope, that's all it can do. It gets one attack, and it's really strong if it hits.
Yep. Here we go. I guess another flurry of blows.
Well, next would be... Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, because the twin rolled like shit, yeah.
Yeah, no, mine's actually, was it 19? Because I hadn't, I get +8, not +4.
Yeah.
24 hit.
It bites your leg.
24
it bites
does
your leg.
hit.
You start unloading on it.
I don't think, oh, that didn't roll? Oh, there it is.
Oh, it's because my my fantasy ground, like when it lags or does stuff, sometimes it lags you guys too.
Fair. And then another attack. I think 11 hits.
11 does not.
Does a 16.
No.
Well, let's roll 1 damage and let's see if it stays up. 5 more.
Is still on its feet. Looking really bad.
I will use another key point because that. No, I will use one more key point and I will attack. I think that was 7 damage. There we go.
And it dies. Dealing the exact amount of HP. I guess it's technically unconscious. It's at 0, but...
Point out that he just spent 2 rounds using Flurry of Blows and spending Key to get the additional blows for each round. So, yeah, he just went full jackhammer on this thing's ribcage.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Go
And,
to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
Go the fuck to sleep. Stop.
Pop, 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 pop. Beating his head like a drum. I just imagine it bites his leg and he just starts unloading on it.
No,
But
my
yeah.
leg.
You take down the Hyaenodon and stop it from attempting to have a bit of a snack in addition to its full course meal.
You mean
Should have been-
dessert? We are
should have
delicious after all.
You should have satisfied with what I left you.
And it is now laying there unconscious.
If nothing else happens, I guess that's the end of his turn. I don't know if anything else is happening.
Nothing else is going to happen. It's just the Hyaenodon. Although you're probably, I'm just going to say, you're probably not looking forward to things if they did have more than one of these.
Considering how
Yeah,
many Key you just burned through.
yeah. I still have more. I got more keys. It's gonna be coup de grace and yeah, collapse skull.
No.
Oh, God, no. We have enough pets.
Fem is picking it up.
You are picking
You've
up
al-
the 600-pound Hyaenodon.
Well, yeah, that's easy for him.
Oh, no, I'm just saying. You are picking up the 600-pound Hyaenodon.
That
This
thing
was a
tried to eat my leg.
Well, yeah, but with some proper training, I think you've already started well on the way to making friends with it.
It does respect him now, at least.
Now it knows who not to bite anymore. We're taking him home.
We're having soft tacos later.
I guess because I got it to exactly 0 HP, I don't think it's bleeding out.
Nope, it's unconscious and incapacitated. That's
Fate
what I was
has
saying, 'cause I was
decided.
just going to have it die after that, but then I realized, wait, it's exactly at 0.
Oh, God.
Because you
The
did
fate
35
decided.
damage and then 12 damage, and they have exactly 47 health.
Just jump cut to a couple years later. The dragon, who's now out on his own, is just keeping them like a lapdog.
All right, people, I got bit in the leg for you. Shoo.
And Fem is going
Line
back
moving.
to helping, guide everybody out of the camp, and a nice, decent way away before looping back around to the south for, bringing meeting back up with everybody.
Right.
You'll
Two
be able to do so
things.
without complication. Yes, Rose?
2 things. Was Rose able to find a gap in the wall? And the guards that were implanted with the suggestion to leave, have they gotten to the gate yet?
Yes and yes. So for you finding a way in, there's obviously the entrance at the that the twins made and that you knew would be there. There
Well,
is
no.
also...
No, for her to peek through the wall at the food pit.
Oh, weren't you gonna have one of the twins, just melt a little hole there? Or remove a little hole there?
Yeah.
It was an option, yes.
Yeah, boy is outside of the walls.
All right. So then, yeah, so she does have a hole that she can peek through.
Yep.
Because Billy, McRib, and Jeffrey, they still have the held action of charging the gates when the fighting starts, and I don't think skeletons are smart enough to differentiate the gates opening from an army pouring out. So,
you see, normally it wouldn't be, but the thing is that you had the order when the fighting starts, and they haven't seen any attacks happen yet.
fair enough.
So the moment they see an attack happen, yeah, they're going.
All right, I'm just
Hang on, I
sitting
think I
and
just
waiting
took a level in Oracle because I think I just foresaw Timber leaping in and going for the Kaiserin.
No, and that's just pattern recognition. All right, nothing to do but sit and wait while the prisoners filter out then.
Yep, it does take a bit because, there's like 127 of them. But you are able to successfully, either have the 126 of them walk out and float out the remaining one that is still asleep.
If he sleeps all the way through this and wakes up back at the tavern with Orchid looming over him, that works for me.
Oh, and also the new friend.
And the new friend, yes.
You cannot forget the new friend.
Right now, I am just silently loving the fact that Caldarius did not include watchtowers on this wall.
Nope, because gnolls.
Mm-hmm.
Not to Imperial standard.
I mean, you will recall that in most of my fortifications, I do include towers, proper gates, everything. These are gnolls. They have a lot of spiky things on the outside of their wall, and that's about it.
They call that good enough.
That's good enough for them. Mostly because they generally count assaults on their home as a food delivery.
A takeout tonight. Yeah, just go take them out. Anyways, just wanting to move things along here.
Pretty sure those guys won't have line of sight to Rose, but they will have line of sight to the tank.
Well, it's still at the edge of its engagement distance. They're in the it's in an ambush position. Although, to be fair, because it's made of bronze, any lightning strikes, they might notice something shiny.
Which
Yeah,
reminds me to
Temple's
ask,
standing
does
right
this
next
thing have
to
a ground wire?
Don't worry, we're just Meals on Wheels.
We don't even have wheels.
I've had enough of being a snack today.
Were you asking if it has a ground? Oh, because, well, considering that it's currently parked, it would be resting on its armor frame. So, yeah, the metal's directly in contact with the ground. It's got its legs retracted. And it has the cannons aimed right at that front gate. Although, Alexi can use the internal controls to manually dial in targets.
Meanwhile, Temple's like grabbing the cannons right and just nudging them into proper angles. I don't need math. I have faith.
Faith and a lot of experience.
Well, are we going to do an explosive beginning?
Waiting on either all of the prisoners to be outside or for the alarm to be raised, whichever comes first.
The prisoners would all be outside first, and being led away.
Right.
Like
Ready
I
for
said,
that
the twins would be able to lead everyone out and to the south.
Waiting for that distraction now, Snow.
As Snow begins running along the fence line, he's going to he's going to get up to about here, and there are now several packages of explosives that are actually even better. He's going to set them right up against the building here,
That works.
and hopefully gets rid of a few gnolls.
You know, Spall does tend to take lives. This is true.
And
Alright.
he
that's
will
great.
he will ignite the gunpowder, and he is going to bolt.
All right. So for this, you were just using basically like a barrel of gunpowder, I think.
Yes.
Was that what
Yeah.
you're using? Yeah.
For the sake of math.
All right. So when it explodes, it does that. Cool. All right, time to make some rolls. They're going to be rolling. Well, I guess let's see what the damage would be first.
Time to make some gnolls.
All right. And 20-foot radius, so let me slowly...
20-foot radius, you said, not diameter? That's dang near the entire building.
Yeah.
And that's flying chunks of stone.
And I'm hoping some get into here. I
All
didn't
right,
realize
so-
how big it was. Otherwise, I might have put it here.
The pressure wave would definitely get sent towards that other building, yeah.
Well, each of these squares is 5 feet, so... but yeah, where exactly did you place the barrel again?
I did say I'd place it here, so I'm not going to metagame, and yeah, I'd place it there.
Well, you set up against the wall.
Yeah, up against
Yeah.
the wall, yeah.
That was me drawing it.
Yeah, because
So,
snow
saying
is
that,
a...
saying that it originated in that tile right there would be decent enough for calculations.
Yeah, which is what I was going to do. I just wanted to make sure.
Snow being a slight alchemist, he understands at least the concept of gunpowder. He just may not know how big of a boom it is.
Yeah. If you're not sure how big the bomb's going to be, run further.
And he moves 70 feet per... in a round.
Apologies, but I do need to step away for a few minutes. Be back ASAP.
Alright. Man, I am not used to having to do this on Fantasy Grounds. How do I make it so that something's the center of something in Fantasy Grounds? Hold on. I know that there's a way.
So hey, look, along with blowing up the stone wall, you broke open a hole in the fence.
Yep. And I did check already. It will... don't worry, Alexei, I did already check. It is dealing enough damage to blast down the thing.
To make something the center while you are drawing it, you hold control while you start drawing it.
Ah, okay.
I think I should have just put a pointer down. That would have been a
Well,
20-foot radius around that.
Well, yeah, but it's... I'm trying to draw it from the exact position.
Oh, wait, no, that's 15. How do I delete a pointer?
The circle thing is not working with that, because I'm trying to... Alright,
There we go.
Cool, thanks.
So yeah, that building is decimated.
Yep, and I'm just trying to make... Because this is so laggy right now, I don't know why. There's literally a multi-second delay between when I do something and when it actually...
It's been
when it
either
actually
really
goes off.
it's either been really responsive or just like a 5 or 6 second delay.
Yeah, okay, so that is 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Alright, so there goes that building and 23 gnolls along with it.
Well, so far that's a pretty nice head count as far as reducing enemy forces goes, considering that he already took out 9 previous.
9
that is-
previous plus a Hyedodon.
Yep, that is 32 plus 1 Hyenodon.
And there was that one guard in the prison area, too.
Yep.
Yeah, so 10.
You've officially taken out 10% of their forces, which is, by historical definition, decimated. Because technically, to decimate an enemy force is to kill 10% of them, hence the deci in the word.
So Rose has got her revenge. We've got the hostages free. We're all good to go.
No, I don't.
Oh. Rose doesn't have her revenge yet. That chieftain's still alive and well.
Alright,
That's in the-
when the explosion goes off, Timber's gonna take his gauntlet and bang on the tank and just yell for the Kaiser and open fire.
All right.
That's in the first range increment, right?
Oh, yeah.
175 feet. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's got a good range increment on it.
All right. That would be the cue. Since Alexi and Timber are calibrating for aim, I'm assuming that their bonuses, whichever one's the greater, apply to Atlas's cannons. And as I had previously discussed in DMs, he's set up to fire with both barrels, knowing full well that will result in being destabilized for a turn.
Yep.
Is he considered a masterwork weapon?
He's magical, but the hull isn't, so...
The base thing is not masterwork, no, because Rose did not get a masterwork component input into it.
Well,
The
I mean,
cannon,
the
specifically.
cannons themselves are magical.
Which requires they are masterworks, yes.
Okay, so then...
Do we know the
Well,
enhancement bonus?
As a pilotable thing, it's not.
Okay, so the guns count as
Storyteller.
masterwork, but piloting doesn't.
I'm just wondering is if the if there's an enhancement bonus on the cannons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we know what that?
On Atlas itself, no. On the cannons, yes.
What's the enhancement bonus on the cannons?
I believe it was just a +1 enhancement bonus, right? Because
Timber's
those magical
magical
cannons were here before I was.
Yeah, I think they're just +1 cannon.
Cool.
Storyteller?
Yep.
I was wondering, since Temple had some time, can he use his
Gunnery?
previous walking thing as what's that job thing? The knowledge
Profession?
profession, yeah. Can he have constructed some sort of like bracing for the cannons? Just
Basically,
Dampen the recoil?
platform it slightly.
Yeah.
Like a aiming platform.
Yeah.
I'd say sure.
All right. Let's see. Profession. There we go.
Yeah, since they had time to set up, he would be able to make sure that it's well stabilized for the shot. Oh my
With
god.
what little he has.
Why? Why?
Well, obviously he's walking with heretical equipment.
Well, thankfully it's a big target, but still, guys.
All right.
I
And you guys
I
were
can aid another on that, can't I? That'd make it a 14.
Well, he's doing a profession check, so I think you have to have a similar profession.
I have knowledge, engineering, and profession tinker.
You know what? I'll allow it.
That takes us up to a 14 at least.
Well, obviously this stuff isn't Imperial grade, so Temple's kind of struggling.
Besides,
I'm doing my
Atlas
best.
is in fact its own creature right now, so technically speaking, Atlas is the one that makes the final attack roll.
Yeah.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what you're doing is you're just fine tuning the dials.
Yeah. This is for you to like help
That's
Atlas
just
make the shot.
Yeah.
Would that be a
Because
knowledge then?
Because
or-
he's undead. Because he's undead, he can remain completely stationary and then use nudges from you as input. So.
I'm just trying to figure out what the most appropriate role to do that
Probably
with.
something akin to knowledge engineering, yeah.
That's better.
Yeah, that's a lot better. I
No,
like how it says
Temple,
you're
don't push
untrained
there,
with
push
plus
there.
17.
I don't know why it says I'm untrained. I'm definitely trained.
Alright, so that would give him a total of this bonus.
No, Temple, don't push there, push there.
Alright, well, Atlas has decided to potentially... Cool. You wanted Atlas to be firing on which thing in particular?
Yeah, well, going center mass on the main gates. If there's like a
Yeah.
visible bar brace or something like that, that's what he'd be aiming for.
Yeah, okay. In that case, well, one of those...
Kerboom.
I'm just double checking real quick. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I was just double checking something. And then go ahead and roll damage. Each of these. All right, yeah, the main gate would go down. Both cannons have fired. The thing is still destabilized, but it hasn't been destabilized out of position. It will
Just
need
gotta-
at least one turn to recover.
You knocked.
And
All right,
upon...
boys, it seems like you guys have this under control. I'm going to the gate.
Gate's not open yet.
What gate?
Also, please tell me those gnolls were behind the gate when
They were.
that shot.
Oh.
Oh, beautiful.
So as they're about to open the door opens them. Got it.
Yes.
So
I thought it'd be a
Alexei
funny
has,
thing, so I decided, you know what? Instead of having already left it like a second or two ago, they're just going to be behind it.
In
Bonk.
Soviet Russia, door opens you.
And more importantly, Alexei is still maintaining his 1-shot, 1-kill ratio, except now it's a little bit better.
Yeah. KD just went over 1. How do you feel?
Your efficiency rating, it's over 100%.
Meanwhile, Atlas is just going, "Good afternoon, hello, hi. Isn't it nice to be human? Entirely human. It would be so kind if you could open the door and let me inside."
But yes, Timber, the gate has been breached.
Alright, cool. Now, Alexi's gonna be right. Timber's gonna raise his sword, yell for the Kaiser, and start running.
And he has skeletons accompanying him on this charge.
Yep. As you see the various gnolls around in general states of readiness, start to pour out of their shelters, including the chieftain coming out almost immediately, still flanked by his 2 lieutenants.
I'm assuming since Okay, he's coming out of his main building, right?
Yep.
And the rats I had stationed...
Yep.
I'm assuming from the red line there, that's the front door?
Yeah, I forgot to actually place the door there, but that's where it is.
Oh, Rose is totally sicking the rats on him. They probably won't be able to bring him down, but they'll at the very least eat a few health points and keep him distracted from the front lines. Also, she needs to get them off her...
Time to, make a bone hole.
Well, she doesn't have enough command points, which is why she needs to sacrifice some of her undead first. Actually, you know what? The only things around those rats are enemies, so she's releasing them from command entirely. After having given the command to attack the leader.
Well, they won't be following the last known command, they will just go free entirely.
Well, see, if she sends them towards him, then once they're within engagement range, that's when she releases command. It makes him the closest target.
Fair.
And removing those from the pool. Updating my numbers. Alright, I just need to wait for one of the skeletons to fall. Who will be the sacrifice?
I mean, they are faster than Timber.
Timber is kind of a slow boy, yes.
You know who isn't a slow boy? Gar. What's he doing?
Keeping pace with Timber by running around him.
Timber's heading the charge, so I'm not in front of him.
Walking backwards so he can,
I'm not putting the full coin and everything.
Timber doing a dead sprint, Gnoll just doing that trot, behind, walking, the trot running behind.
He's power walking.
Yeah. You're doing good, Timber, you're doing good.
Alright, anyways.
Although we are about to hit time, which is what I'm considering about how much detail to go into when I know we're not going to be able to do too much more. Because if I start putting down tokens, I'm not going to be done by the time that session's over.
Yeah.
Well, we can at the very least have the honorable sacrifice of one of my skeletons. Because, yeah, they're charging right into a horde of gnolls. Guaranteed at least one of them goes down quickly.
Especially considering the gnolls have, half of them have spears that have reach.
It's a skeleton. Do I need to bring up the meme image?
Yes,
First off, you're being a real dick right now.
First of all, you're being a real dick right now. And second of all, they're not immune to damage. They just ignore some amount of damage. They don't have damage.
Yeah,
immunity,
my eye
piercing.
socket.
Okay, so first of all, totally rude.
Posted it in media sharing because I had to.
Yeah. I still like the guy in the back with the pan that's fully ready to go. He is
Yeah, the
prepared.
cook. The cook is ready.
The
I mean,
cook-
Got the guy. Got the guy
Yeah,
with the candles, as if fire will repel the skeleton.
that cook looks ready to start making some marrow stew.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And the only person there wearing armor is in the process of fleeing.
Yeah, but I mean, look at that cook though. He's
locked
ready
in.
to go. He's locked in. He's ready to go.
The guy with the pitchfork's wearing armor too.
Oh yeah, he is. He's got a breastplate. I never noticed that before.
He's even got a gorget.
And it's true, he does.
The peasants are trying their hardest, guys.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
the
let's
box
see.
wants
Let's
none of this.
see. Which two did you send in?
I
am
sent
back,
in
by the way.
McRib, Billy Bones, and Jeffrey. All three are charging in.
Ah, okay, all three. I'm just gonna roll a d3 to figure out which one dies first. Because this is some skeletons just charging. Alright, it's Jeffrey.
Unfortunately, Jeffrey is being decommissioned.
Now, which one has the hungry?
McRib.
That was
Billy.
McRib because he.
Okay.
It was McRib because he had the food name.
Alright, that takes their command pool down to 4, which gives me enough hit points. I am going to close out things by something that goes bump and thump in the depths. drums in the deep.
Something wicked this way comes.
They're focused
Meanwhile,
on that gate. They're about to be flanked by something very big and very angry, and every turn that goes by until that pile is empty, there's going to be another one added.
I have already pre-planned how many bodies and bone horrors you could pull out of that thing.
Because, see, as far as Rose is concerned, this is the ultimate karma. Their lunch is going to eat them.
Meanwhile, Timbo's just doing that scene from Monty Python where the guy's running the gate. With the
May as well have just labeled that corner Rose's fuel.
And Timber's planning on bringing back bodies. How's he plan on loading them up?
I got a very big spike, and I'm bringing back heads.
You're making
Spur of the moment thing.
He's
Sorry.
making a head kebab.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Head kebab.
Spur of the moment thing.
Skull
Spur of the moment thing. I just realized. And that spur of the moment thing is, well, Kaiserin, I hope you appreciate the sacrifice I just made. I'm not sure whether she appreciates it and how much that may or may not make Hades upset.
I imagine there's the divine equivalent of a Gibbs slap coming your way.
Hades!
Entirely possible.
Oh, Hades! Hades, 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 Hades! Hades!
Your call could not be connected as dialed. Please hang up and
You
try
know,
your call again.
Off on the mountain of glorious Walkenborg Wolfenstein, Kaiserin's just tapping on a fucking phone equivalent, you know. Gets a notification. He's
Sending
still
sim.
typing, not even looking.
Wasn't even left on red. Ah.
But that's probably a good place to end it, as you guys have evacuated all of the captives and then kicked the hornet's nest.
Heck of a payday coming our way.
Have to survive that long.
Okay,
Yeah, survival's optional for me.
we got about 15% of the force dealt with. We're working on it.
You got the minions.
I mean, I'm fully prepared for when the twins just decide to start going, okay, I'm going to remove this section of the map.
I'm removing one flank, they're removing the other. Everything to retreat towards is on fire, and everything in front is full of timber.
Yeah, I was about to say timber. There are so many things here that you're guaranteed to start cleaving.
Yep. I thought this is the next episode. I finally get to use the thing I fucking put points in.
Well, I mean, they're also see, the twins are going to start decimating, but there's also an inebriated cat that's going to be coming up their rear flank.
Oh, right. Heal that away. Poof.
What?
Shouldn't be fighting drunk.
You don't know if he's inebriated or not.
They're in his head, literally.
Yeah, actually, they do have a full readout of your entire health status.
Part of the reason why is that because they are able to basically remove almost any condition you have and know if you have it or not.
There's one condition they can't remove.
Yeah, no, he was not drunk.
They can't
Surprisingly,
hear
surprisingly, was not drunk, has not been drinking. It's almost like he's been focused for once. Sort of.
I got the Monty Python Soul Lancelot charge going on in the background.
Nice. I mean, I imagine that Snow focused up a lot when, after he did the first flurry against that one guard and he turned around with like 1 HP remaining.
It's like, your existence now offends me.
Your existence now offends me, and that was way too fucking close.
It's the I had to do it. I had to take the card because it's like that's my first nat 20. I got to do it. And obviously the first thing I break down, and it's just that One Punch Man seed of just
Kaboom.
As tempered, just such a ridiculous punch as you just see the rain part for a few seconds and then start coming back down again.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I just posted in media sharing. Gnoll, enemy at the gates! Second Gnoll, rapidly tapping his shoulder, yipping nervously, looking off towards their flank. And then just a picture of a bone horror.
Well, yeah, Tanya, if you want, I can make it so that you start summoning the full bone horrors, but that's like 50% more hit dice requirement.
Like I said, I have some ideas regarding that, but those will have to wait till after this fight.
All right.
When I finish dialing in things with the Atlas and Philippides situation.
Rose, are you going to challenge the main Gnoll leader?
Maybe. Give me some time, and we'll see. And we need to see how this battle goes. As is my assassination. My whole assassination plan ended before it began. So Rose had a plan in her head for how to assassinate just the leader, but saving the prisoners won out as far as tactics goes.
And she had a golden opportunity right there as well. He was right there.
It's okay, Rose. We'll see him real soon.
Oh yeah, sooner than he might think.
Also depends if he gets a cannonball in the gut.
Yeah, but all lucky boys are gone. They have been expended.
Sorry, I misread that as a roll of -2 for a second.
Yes.
Well, my son Yeen was tall and slim, and he'd a leg for every limb. But now he's got no legs at all, for he ran a race with a cannonball.
Meanwhile, I'm just chuffed that I've still got a 1.5 kill per shot ratio.
Yeah.
Nice.
You have an accuracy score of 150%. How do you feel?
Although we probably should let Zim actually end the recording.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You guys just kept going, so I was like, okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today for Ascent to Ascend Pathfinder, as well as this Art Marten stream. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They are on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support this channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, using our Humble Bundle partner link, or by using our Fantasy Grounds affiliate link that we have in our link tree. But for now, thank you all so much for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
And bye.